That's one. Number two, I would say when we do manage and we're in the O-zone, we can't get beat up the ice. We have to make sure that we're beating them back up the ice. I thought we did a way better job of that against Utah than we did against Montreal, and that'll be key again tonight.
Well, you picked up your first win as a Blackhawks head coach at home. Hopefully you'll pick up your first road win tonight against the St. Louis Blues. Best of luck to you and the boys.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Blackhawks head coach Jeff Blashill. We'll be back with more right after we hear these messages. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Whether it's a plumbing emergency or just a simple repair like a clogged toilet, Plumbers 911 is your source for the best licensed plumbers. Every plumber has background checks, insurance, and 10,000 hours of training. When you call 1-833-PLUM-911, you'll be connected with one of Chicagoland's most trusted contractors, like Park Ridge Plumbing. Wherever you are, a Plumbers 911 contractor is always close by. Call 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, where they do it right the first time.
Marquette Bank has been helping small business owners for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. When you bank with Marquette Bank, you have a partner for your business. Whether you need a small business loan, help with cash management, or help with your personal banking, Marquette Bank is here to support your business. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank. Love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Driving, it's just better in a Porsche. Find yours at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2025 Porsche Cayenne. And right now, lease the 2025 Macan for only $949 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. $7,469 due at signing. Excludes tax, title, license, and dock fee. No security deposit required. Expires 10/31/25.
Take a tour and immerse yourself in the history, magnificence, and mystery of the Hegler Karras Mansion. It's in LaSalle, Illinois. Architecture lovers, history buffs, thrills seekers, I know you'll love taking a tour of the famous Hegler Karras Mansion. It's a day I know I'll never forget. This stately Second Empire masterpiece was completed in 1876 with 7 levels, 57 rooms, and 24,000 square feet. The mansion feels like this family stepped out of the house over 100 years ago, and nothing has changed. Visitors experience the grandeur of a bygone era, explore the treasures left behind, and tickets are currently on sale for their The Mansion Is Not Haunted tour. This 1-hour fully immersive experience will dig up the history of the dead and the chilling aspects of death in the Victorian era. The Mansion Is Not Haunted tours are October 23rd through the 25th. Get your tickets now at tourthemansion.com. tourthemansion.com. One of the most successful sculptors in American history was Chicago's own Richard Hunt, with hundreds of pieces on display around the country. Now a stunning exhibition of his work has opened at the Loyola University Museum of Art. Freedom in Form, Richard Hunt looks back at 6 decades of transforming metal into symbols of hope and power. Springfield's Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum created this unique blend of art and history, which can be seen at Luma through November 15th.
Welcome back to the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show on 720 WGN. Jack Heinrich filling in for Charlie Romeliotis. Charlie's in St. Louis. We'll go out to him and John Weideman here in a second, but we have their lines and warmups for the Blackhawks, and the top 3 lines staying the same with Colton Dock, Connor Bedard, and Andre Burakovsky for the top line. Frank Nazar centers the second line with Tyler Bertuzzi and Teuvo Teravainen. Third line, Jason Dickinson with Ilya Mikheyev and Ryan Donato. And then a fourth line with the 11 forwards, Lucas Reichel drawing in and Ryan Green. And then you have the 7 defensemen with Alex Vlasic and Sam Renzel, Wyatt Kaiser and Louis Crevier, Matt Grzelcyk and Connor Murphy. And then the 7th defenseman, Artem Levshunov with Arvid Soderblom in net. And those were from Charlie on Twitter. And now we go out to the Enterprise Center and bring in Charlie Romeliotis and John Weideman. Fellas, how's St. Louis going? Late puck drop tonight.
Yeah, I think John I saw has had a double coffee already. He had one earlier, and then he has one in the press box. It's going to be a late night here for all of us.
Yeah, I'm going to be loading up on the caffeine here tonight, Jack. We don't want to put our listeners to sleep.
Right, definitely. And this other game's still in the third period, so I wonder when they're going to start this one. So yeah, I guess that's how it goes with the national TV schedule here. But John and Charlie standing by here in St. Louis. And this is something, Charlie and John, you could jump in. I know you guys are big fans of Wyatt Kaiser. I saw on Twitter on Hockey Stats Cards, he's rated has the second best defensive rating among defensemen to start the season. I mean, he's just been really solid on the Blackhawks blue line this season.
You know something, Jack? I think we saw kind of a hint of that last year when Wyatt stayed with the team. He'd been called up from Rockford for the final time, and he stayed with the team, and he played with a level of confidence that I didn't really see in his first stint with the Blackhawks. And keep in mind, he had several stints. It wasn't like there's just one lengthy stint. Then he went to Rockford, then came back to stay. He'd been up and down a couple of times, but the way I looked at it, the way I read it was with each trip that he made to Rockford, he picked up a little something, whether that be wisdom or a skill or even a level of confidence. And when he finally rejoined the team last year, you could see it. He had a little bit of a swagger in his play. Nobody had to go and pat him on the back and say, come on, kid, pick it up. You'll be okay. Like he didn't need any of that. And then to start this season, I think he's just been a real solid defenseman. The numbers you talked about would bear that out. And that's great to see. That's great for the Blackhawks. And I think that's going to go a long way in this team's growth as the years go by. Charlie.
It's been amazing to watch his growth over the last couple of years. And it's been awesome to see Kaiser as the stabilizing force with Artem Levshunov. The two of them have been together during training camp and most of the regular season. And it's Kaiser that's been the one that's kind of been the presence to help Levshunov. And even off the ice, the two of them have done a lot of video work together. And, all summer, too, we were kind of waiting on Wyatt Kaiser to sign a contract extension with the Blackhawks. Right. And it didn't get done until the night before training camp opened. And how massive that was for both the team and the player to be there on day one. New head coach and Jeff Blashill, so it caught him up to speed. He didn't come into training camp a little bit behind. So that was awesome to see. And just the value that he brings on and off the ice for some of those young defensemen, specifically for Levshunov, it's been awesome to watch, that relationship grow. But on the ice, Jack, you mentioned the second best rating among all defensemen through 4 games. I mean, we watch, John and I watch the eye test. It feels like matches up to what the numbers are saying because all 4 games this year, I've left Blackhawks games saying, man, Kaiser had a great game tonight.
Staying on that, Charlie, Jack, if I may, mentioning that he didn't sign his contract till the night before training camp. A lot of players would be, I'm not going to say devastated, but they would be mentally affected by that. Wyatt Kaiser has a great deal of character, and he's a great person. And I can see how, as an athlete, that would trouble him. It would trouble me. I mean, I'm not even an athlete. But for somebody like Wyatt Kaiser, who works as hard as he does and pays attention to detail as he does, for him to have to go through those circumstances and finally be able to join the team, obviously, it's a great thing for him and a great thing for Blackhawks fans, but a lesser player probably would have had a real problem with that. I think that's a real testimonial to his character.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, John. The whole summer, you're kind of waiting to see what the contract is or what's going on, and then you just come in and start off the year really strong. So that's good for him, and I think it's good for the coaching staff, too, to get him all caught up and making him a big piece of the Blackhawks blue line. Moving over to the forwards, another defensive group, Donato, Dickinson, Mikheyev line was outstanding again on Monday. I was talking about Mikheyev, and we talked about him a little bit yesterday, Charlie, on Blackhawks Live, but that line has been really good for the Hawks this season.
The third line checking line of Donato, Dickinson, and Mikheyev, I mean, they have been – that's the kind of role that Jeff Blashill wants that line to play. They want to go up against the top matchups, right? And the numbers after the game on Monday night against Utah were staggering. So when the 3 of them were on the ice together at 5-on-5, the shot attempts were 13-5 in favor of Chicago. Shots on goal 8-1 in favor of Chicago. Scoring chances 8-2 in favor of Chicago. When they weren't on the ice, John, shot attempts were 30-6 in favor of Utah. Shots on goal were 10-2 in favor of Utah, and scoring chances were 12-3 Utah. So it was night and day difference when the third line was on the ice and when they weren't. And that's a testament to the defensive acumen that all 3 of them have, but also their ability to generate offense was really impressive to watch Monday night.
I can't add too much to that, with the exception of saying that Jason Dickinson's face-off win percentage is now above 50%. He's at 53%. And to me, that says you get puck possession. If you've got an above 50% face-off win percentage, you get possession of the puck to where you can dictate the pace. And that's obviously what those three did. But you look at Ilya Mikheyev, and you heard Jeff Blashill in the segment of the pregame show. I had the opportunity to interview the head coach of the Blackhawks this morning. He was fairly effusive in his praise of Ilya Mikheyev. And Mikheyev's play, in my opinion, Jack and Charlie, I think he sets a tone for the team, like the level that you need to play at. If you take a look at Ilya Mikheyev and you watch him closely, you never see him drop into second or third gear. He only knows one speed, and that's top speed, and he works. I can't even describe him or compare him to anybody, but he's a tenacious type of checking forward, and that tenacity helps for him to get control of the puck and for the Blackhawks to get possession of the puck and do things with it. And I expect last year he was here. He scored his last shorthanded goal of the season here against the Blues. I don't expect that to let up at all. In fact, I expect it to increase because Mikheyev now knows the team. He knows what's expected. And I believe his career and that really the play of that line is just going to get better.
Yeah, I like that tenacious. That's how he is on the penalty kill, just going really hard on that penalty kill, pressuring the other team. So that's been good to see for Ilya Mikheyev. All right, this is the new big thing the past few games is Jeff Blashill going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, saying that we'll see that a decent amount this year. He likes that it allows him to have those 7 defensemen with all the young guys on the blue line for the Hawks and being able to play them in different situations. And if someone doesn't have it one night, he has that extra defenseman. What are your guys' thoughts on Blashill going 11 and 7 early on here?
Well, I'll say this, Jack. I mean, it's early in the season, so there's a little bit of time, a little bit of latitude for experimentation. And an opponent like the St. Louis Blues, okay, they're always tough in this building. They're tough on any rink. If you're going with 11 and 7, there's obviously a game plan in place. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to distribute the ice time among that group of 7, but I would think that somebody like Levshunov will probably get time on the power play because he's offensively inclined. Having said that, the onus is going to fall on somebody like Connor Murphy when it comes to penalty killing. And I can tell you this Blues power play, I'll tell you this right now before we even get into the game, they love to work the puck down beside the net, like 5 feet from the net, to try and draw defensemen down and get them to turn and face them so that they can make passes not only up the slot to the money spot, but across the goal mouth. And so the Blackhawk defensemen, particularly the killers, Connor Murphy, Wyatt Kaiser, I think, is a guy I would mention there. They've got to be aware of that goal mouth pass by the Blues because they create so many chances. But that's probably one of the reasons that Jeff Blashill considered putting 7 guys in the lineup that play defense. And with the forwards, he gives somebody some extra ice. Maybe that guy's going to be Connor Bedard on that line with Ryan Green and Lucas Reichel. So it's anybody's guess right now, but they've got to remember that they're on the Blues home ice, and they play a physical game here, especially against the Blackhawks. We've seen that in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, normally I don't like 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, particularly because it disrupts the rhythm for the defensemen. And even when we were talking to Steve Conroyd in the postgame show on Monday, Steve knows that. He was a defenseman as a player, and things can get really choppy because your pairing mates are going to just change throughout the game depending on the situation. But if you're a forward, you absolutely love it because you're getting more ice time, and especially if you're a guy like Connor Bedard, you're getting double shifted throughout the game. And it showed in Monday night. He logged north of 20 minutes of ice time because he was the guy that was often getting double shifted. And so I think it works out, though, for Chicago because, like you mentioned, Jack, the defensemen are so young with Rinzel and Levshunov and Crevier. And even you can throw in Kaiser into the mix as well, even though he's kind of feels like a veteran on this team. But it's such a young D-core that you want to be able to shelter some of the minutes for Levshunov specifically to play more offensive-minded, whether it's the second power play unit or just getting offensive zone face-offs And then with Crevier, because he's more defensive minded and he doesn't really have much offensive upside, you can put him more in the defensive zone starts, and it kind of frees up Levshunov to just play his game. So I think it's going to work for Chicago this year, going 11-7. But traditionally, I don't like it. But for this Blackhawks team, I think it's going to work out for them.
Yeah, it seems like a fit for this team, at least right now in the early going this season. Andre Burakovsky, one of the few acquisitions the Hawks made this year. He had a tough first game, but after that, he's been really, really good. Especially, I like how he's been at that second power play unit, and he's played well with Connor Bedard on the top line with Colton Dock. What are your guys' thoughts on Andre Burakovsky so far this season?
Yeah, I thought Burakovsky had not a great preseason, but not a bad preseason either. It was just kind of in the middle, and he wasn't too noticeable in the season opener in Florida. Didn't record a single shot on goal. But in the last 3 games, John, I feel like he's been really impressive, and he's been growing into that role, being a Connor Bedard's line mate. I think in each of the last 3 games, Burakovsky has 2 shots on goal, and he also has 3 points. 2 of them are goals. 1 of them is an assist, and his goal on Monday night turned out to be the game winner. So after a quiet first couple weeks for Burakovsky, I've really liked him the last 3 games, and I feel like as he develops more comfortability both on and off the ice in Chicago, and comfortability playing with a guy like Connor Bedard and knowing what his tendencies are, what Connor feels Burakovsky's tendencies are. So like as they start to play off of each other, I think it's a combination that could work in the long term. When I say long term, I mean for this year. I think it could be a duo that could stay together for a while. 2
things come to mind for me with Burakovsky so far: blending in and knowing your role. And I think he is blending in. I think he's understanding how he blends in, which to me affects his role, what his role is with the team. You mentioned him playing alongside Connor Bedard. The more they play together, the more they're going to understand each other. And then line chemistry develops, and that's usually a good thing. Burakovsky's got an offensive bent to his game. Obviously, we saw that. He gets chances. I love the passes that he makes. When we were in Boston, we were high above the ice surface, literally looking almost straight down at the ice. And you could see Andre Burakovsky finding himself some let's say free ice, not free, probably not the right expression, but some safe ice along the right side boards in the Boston zone on a power play. And he's surveying the ice while he's holding on to the puck. And you can tell he's kind of jockeying the Bruin defense and forwards out of position. And he waited for the precise time. And he made this unbelievable saucer pass across the rink to Connor Bedard at the top of the left circle. And Connor buried it for a power play goal. That kind of thing's going to happen more often. Maybe the goal won't be scored, but the chance is there. And maybe in the second and the third chance, a goal is scored. That, to me, is a real positive about Andre Burakovsky. I still would, I think, being brutally honest, I think he's got to make sure that he does what Jeff Blashill tells him to do in a defensive vein, like don't get beat up the ice. He is so creative offensively that I think guys can get lost in that. And, if Troy were here, Troy would tell you something about you got to be responsible defensively. I think that's something that Andre needs to probably focus on along with his game. But so far, I like what I've seen out of him.
Yeah, I think those are good points, too. Want to be good in your own end. All right, we're getting close here to puck drop. I'll let you guys get set for it. This was fun with the big 3 here, chatting it up here before the game.
Yeah, three-man booth, and I'm just keeping an eye out here, and I think Detroit just knocked off Florida. So if we can send the memo down to the ice crew here, St. Louis, maybe get an earlier puck drop to kind of speed up this process.
Come on. Hey, if they're done, can we start now?
Yeah.
Come on, hey.
Exactly.
Usually they try to factor in overtime or a shootout so it doesn't overlap, and we got 13 minutes here, so let's get this show on the road.
Somehow I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. That's okay.
All righty. We'll talk to you guys after the first, okay?
Thanks,
right.
Jack.
See you, Jack.
All right, that's John Weideman and Charlie Romeliotis. They are on the call for Blackhawks and Blues, and the Red Wings just knocked off the Panthers 4-1. That was the first game on TNT. The Blackhawks are the second game. Every game this season, you can get the hometown call right here on 720 WGN. Don't got to flip around or anything. like you do on TV. We're always here for you in Blackhawks hockey. All right, the game is coming up next. We're going to send it down to St. Louis. You've been listening to the FanDuel Sportsbook Chicago Blackhawks pregame show. Jack Heinrich filling in for Charlie Meliotis. Blackhawks and Blues are next. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or United.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks. The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. Celebrate the legends of rock and roll with Paramount Theater's $1 Million Quartet. Spend a night out in downtown Aurora with hits like Blue Suede Shoes, Walk the Line, Great Balls of Fire, and many more. $1 Million Quartet. It's the hottest ticket in town. Get yours today at ParamountAurora.com. Searching for a financial partner that truly has your best interest at heart? Join KCT Credit Union, where they're more than just a bank. They're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. KCT members are owners, meaning profits go back to you in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings rates, and fewer fees. Experience personalized service that puts you first. KCT Credit Union, now a division of Consumers Credit Union. Visit kctcu.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Lindholm Roofing has appointments available now to provide you a complete roofing, siding, gutter, and tuck pointing inspection. Call 773-283-7675 or lindholmroofing.com.
100 years.
This is just fantastic.
One city.
Chicago!
One team.
Go Blackhawks!
The kids.
Nazar in a breakaway down the slot. Shoots, he scores! With a shot, he scores! Renzel fired, he scores!
They can play.
Yes, they can.
An original Six tradition that rattles the rafters with Chicago pride.
Where you from?
Chicago. Chicago? Chicago? Chicago?
From the anthem to the final horn. It's time for Chicago Blackhawks hockey. With the call of the game, here's John Whiteman and Charlie Meliotis.
The Chicago Blackhawks hit the ice in St. Louis tonight, looking to keep their winning way going against their Central Division rivals, the Blues. And though it may only be October, a Hawks-Blues battle is never one that passes without some kind of upheaval. So far, the boys have been sticking up for one another, and that's a good thing. But it's a safe bet that their one for all and all for one mantra will be put to the test here tonight. Hi again, everyone. John Whiteman along with Charlie Meliotis. Glad to have you along. We are here at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri, where tonight the Blackhawks will engage their Central Division rivals, longtime Central Division rivals, the St. Louis Blues, in the first of four meetings. Charlie, great to be working with you once again. And I look at this game and I see I see a young Blackhawks team that's going to go up against a very good hockey team, the St. Louis Blues, who made the playoffs last year and took the President's Trophy-winning Winnipeg Jets to the last second and a half of Game 7 before bowing out, and that had to be a crushing loss. But what it says to me is that their head coach, Jim Montgomery, has taken the reins of this team and turned them into one of the most competitive teams in the National Hockey League. The boys are going to be really need to be ready to play here tonight.
No question. It doesn't feel wherever Chicago and St. Louis are as a franchise, whether they're both competing for playoffs or whether one's in a rebuild and one's not, it always feels like you're going to feel the intensity of the Blackhawks-Blues rivalry. And so I expect tonight to be a chippy game between two rivals the two fan bases, too, that don't really like each other. And so it should be a fun atmosphere tonight here in St. Louis.
What, Blues fans and Hawks fans not getting along? What?
Cubs, Cardinals fans, they don't like each other. It's a lot of hatred between the two.
Hey, back in the day when the St. Louis Cardinals football team and the Chicago Bears played, they had acrimony then, too.
Yeah.
What can you say? All right, well, it's time now to find out who's going to deliver, sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning. Electric heat pumps for a better environment inside and out. Visit getacomfyhome.com. I'm going to go with Andre Burakovsky, playing on the wing with Connor Bedard. Andre Burakovsky's career numbers against the Blues are the best of any Blackhawk player. 9 goals and 10 assists for 19 points. It seems like he's kind of had the hot hand of late, so I'm going with Andre. And we'll get to your guy here in just a minute.
Yep.
Keys for tonight's game, sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Charlie, lay it on me.
Thank you, John. Number one, win the face-off battle. The Blackhawks ranked 29th in the league this year with a 41.7% success rate at the face-off circle. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. You have to be closer to 50% in this league. St. Louis is coming into this game 13th in the NHL at a 51.6% success rate at the dot. So it's going to be a challenge for Chicago, but try to get closer to 50% in this game. Number two, play your game. St. Louis is really good at suckering you into playing their style. The Hawks have to focus on making sure they're doing what makes them a good hockey team. And number three, stay out of the penalty box. The Hawks won on Monday night against Utah by being disciplined. It was a low-event hockey game. They only had 14 shots on goal, but I thought it was a really low-event, tight-checking game that Chicago came out with a win. And the home opener on Saturday, Hawks had gave up 10 power play opportunities for the Montreal Canadiens. So let's make sure we're not experiencing a game like that again.
You're here as the boys hit the ice to a chorus of boos from the Blues faithful. The Blues will now hit the ice, and we'll be playing hockey here momentarily. But before we do that, as the Blues hit the ice, Charlie, who are you banking on? Sponsored by Marquette Bank. Love where you bank, celebrating 80 years of neighborhood banking.
All right, so we talked about that. We think this game is going to be very chippy. And so who I'm banking on in this game is Tyler Bertuzzi. I feel like this is a game that his game could elevate in a game like this where you might see some greasy goals for Chicago. It's the kind of game that he likes to play. He has 0 points in his last 3 games after having 2 points in Florida, but he's still searching for his first goal of the season. He's historically a slow starter, so it is somewhat of no surprise. But I think Bertuzzi finds the back of the net. I think this is a game that he's going to thrive in.
12 career games against the Blues, 5 goals and 3 assists for 8 points. I guess we'll find out. Well, the stage has been set. The Blackhawks and the St. Louis Blues will do battle for the first of 4 occasions this season. We got an excellent crowd in here for a late start on a Wednesday night, which is one more thing I wanted to bring up with you. This is tough for a lot of hockey markets, a late start like this. And St. Louis, I give these people a lot of credit. They could easily say, it's too late. I got kids. They got to be in bed. But this building is full. And you know what? For the NHL, I think that's great to see.
This is an unbelievable crowd right now. I'm looking at the lower bowl, and I almost don't see a single seat that's not taken. So it should be a very energetic crowd. And Chicago travels well to St. Louis. So there is some red in here in this building.
Apparently, some of the Blackhawk fans aren't that concerned about being late for work or not showing up for work at all tomorrow.
We won't.
Many of them are here. That's right. All right. We're going to send it downstairs and pick up our anthem singer here in just a moment. And then we'll have hockey, the Blackhawks and the St. Louis Blues. We'll get it on here in just a moment. Let's send it down to ice level and pick up our Star Spangled Banner. Hawks fans, please enjoy our national anthem.
Now the Blues and Boeing ask you to rise, remove your caps, and help in the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Performed tonight by Pershard Owens.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets around Goliath, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, nice job with the anthem. Here are the starting lineups in tonight's game. In goal for the St. Louis Blues is Joel Hofer. He's 2-0-0 in his career against the Blackhawks. His goals against average is 1.50. The Blackhawks need to do something about that tonight. At defense for St. Louis, Cam Fowler and Colton Parayko. Up front from left to right, Jake Neighbor starts at left wing. Centering the Blues opening line is Robert Thomas. Starting at the right wing is Pavel Buchnevich. And for the Blackhawks, it's Arvid Soderblom. He's 0-4-1 in his career against the St. Louis Blues. He's had some good showings, but just has had no luck at all. At defense for the Hawks, Sam Renzel and Alex Vlasic. Up front from left to right, Colton Dock starts at left wing. Centering the Hawks opening line, Connor Bedard. Starting at the right wing, Andre Burakovsky. Referees this evening are Wes McCauley and Corey Severett. Handling the lines are Ryan Jackson and Devin Mills. And we're underway here in St. Louis as the Blues control off the draw. And Parayko sticks the puck down the boards deep into the Hawk zone. Circles the net into the far corner. Sam Renzel digging at it. Moves it up the right wing side. And Gorkowski tried to clear it out. It's kept in, however, by the Blues. Fowler dishes down behind the net. Around it goes to the near point. Parayko is checked, but moved the puck in deep, in behind the net. Pavel Buchnevich trying to center. This is picked off by Sam Renzel. And the Hawk Young D-man will lift the puck out to center ice. The Hawks will take advantage and get a line change. Back inside the Blues zone, Parayko with the puck in the circle to the right of Hofer. Passing up ice, Jordan Kyrou put it in over the Hawk line down the left wing to Blues captain Braden Shen. The Saskatoon native will stick the puck around up the near side. Ilya Mikheyev hands it off to Jason Dickinson. Moves it across the rink for Ryan Donato from the Blues bench. He had the puck skewered off his stick by Tyler Tucker of the Blues. And the Blues gain the Hawk zone. Dylan Holloway in the far corner. Turn the puck over to the Hawks' Jason Dickinson. He shot it across the rink, and this will ricochet down ice into the Blues goal crease. The Hawks once again will get a quick change as the Blues get the puck back. Weston Falk to center ice. Dumps it off the right boards deep into the Hawk zone near corner. There to get it, Matt Grizzly. Sticks the puck around the left wing side. Teuvo Teravainen into Tyler Bertuzzi. To Frank Nazar down the right wing and down behind the Blues net around to the left wing corner. Sets up the left point Grizzly to the right point. Murphy fires a shot, and that deflects up into the protected netting. So we get a whistle stopping play. No score in the game with 1:30 gone in the contest. Face-off circle to Hofer's left.
Tonight's look at the jerseys is sponsored by Suits 2020. Stop by their men's clothing superstore to check out the selection of suits, tuxes, shirts, ties, shoes, and more. Visit suits2020.com.
And now former Hawk Hugh Suter is tossed off the face-off dodge. Frank Nazar going to take the draw against Matthew Joseph of the Blues. And Joseph wins the draw to Philip Broberg in the corner. He'll lift the puck down ice into the Hawk zone in front of the net. And Grizzly digs it out, moves it up the right side. Nazar Then to the Hawk line to Teravainen. Put it over to Artyom Levshunov. Left wing at center ice, and he'll lift the puck down deep into the blue zone. It's quickly shot back out to center ice and down into the Hawk end by Logan Mayo. There to get the puck now behind the net, Matt Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk with a full stop behind the net will skate out, drop the puck between the circles. And Levshunov with a pass ahead. Hits Reichel's stick and ends up off the inboards in the blue zone. And again, the Hawks make a quick line change. Into the Hawk zone, Alexander Texier down the right wing side. Lost the puck behind the net to a Connor Murphy poke check. And then the puck taken back in the near corner. Texier tried to flip it back to the point. This deflect down into the blue zone. Fowler got to it to Parayko. Head with Texier at center ice to Nathan Walker over the Hawk line on the right wing. Dumps the puck to the right wing corner Hawk zone. Murphy takes a hit from Nick Bjugstad, but moves the puck away up the far boards, not out. Bjugstad took it back, drops it off. Parayko fires from just inside the line. Blocked by Ryan Green. Texier now to Parayko, high slot. Dumps the puck left wing corner. Nathan Walker there. Checked by Connor Murphy. Walker unloads the puck behind the Hawk net. Alex Vlasic's got it there. Blues now make a line change. Vlasic to Murphy, right wing side of the Hawk zone. Spins it ahead for Dickinson at center ice. He deflects it down behind the net. Now it's misplayed by Hofer up the slot. Mikheyev fires. He scores! Ilya Mikheyev with his third goal in 2 games. Makes it 1-0 Hawks. The goal 3:02 into period number 1. That's an egregious mistake by goaltender Joel Hofer. Trying to hit a teammate on the fly out of the blue zone, but Mikheyev, Johnny on the spot, took it away and snapped it home. His third goal in the season, 1-0 Hawks.
Well, that is the easiest goal that Ilya Mikheyev is going to score all season. A really tough mistake by Blues goaltender Joel Hofer, who tried to find his teammate at center ice, and it went right on the tape of Mikheyev. And he scores his third goal in his second game. And with that, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila.
So Mikheyev scoring for the Hawks. That's the start the Hawks were looking for. Not only has head coach Jeff Blashill gotten everybody involved quickly with all the quick line changes, but a good start there for the Hawks and high energy kind of a start. We talked about Mikheyev. He knows one speed and he's tenacious. He never stops working. It's good to see a guy like that get a payoff like that. Back at the Hawk blue line, Mikheyev dropping the puck back to Renzel, Hawk zone. To Ryan Donato, center ice. Flips the puck back now to Wyatt Kaiser. He'll skate ahead up the left wing to center ice. Dump it off the boards deep into the St. Louis zone. Puck shot around by Justin Falk, but held in at the left point by Colton Dock. Flips it behind the net. Racing in to get it, Andre Burakovsky. Took the puck to the left wing corner. Then he's checked. Braden Shen takes the puck, put it behind the Blues net to Justin Falk. And he'll scoop it to center ice with a backhand flip. Right back into the blue zone are the Hawks. Connor Bedard at the left point. Put the puck down the boards. Alex Vlasic along the left boards. He sent the puck behind the Blues net to Colton Dock. We left it for Louis Crevier along the right boards. To Burakovsky left corner to the left point. Vlasic. To Bedard at the line. Flings the puck to the left wing corner for Colton Dock, but is taken back by the Blues. Thomas. To Parayko center ice to Jake Neighbors with the Hawk line. Put it out in front, and it's kicked out of there by Arvid Soderblom. Rebound Neighbors shoots and scores. So Jake Neighbors, who came into this game with 3 goals in 3 games, make it 4-4. He has tied the score at 1 apiece. The goal at 4:29 of period number 1. And if you're the Blues, Charlie, that's a good answer.
It's a great answer by St. Louis. All 3 forwards from Chicago got caught in the offensive zone. There's an odd man rush going the other way with Crevier, the lone man back. Crevier actually deflects the pass from Buchnevich, and it ricochets off of Arvid Soderblom, who just couldn't cover up the puck, and Jake Neighbors is able to find the back of the net for St. Louis, who respond right after Chicago's first goal to tie this thing up.
And I believe Colton Parayko will get the second assist on this goal. And if he is awarded the second assist, he now moves into 4th place all time in St. Louis Blues history among defensemen in scoring. Back inside the blue zone in the near corner, Philip Roberg. He's hit by Bertuzzi, but pushes the puck around. Murphy from the right wing boards, put it back to the point. Teravainen tried to sling the puck in deep to the corner, could not. Joseph into the Hawk zone. Got it ahead now, and Jimmy Snuggerud pulls up in the slot and fires. That was blocked away to the corner. Bertuzzi takes a check and pushes the puck over the blue line to center ice. Snuggerud, who was a teammate of Sam Renzel and Oliver Moore at Minnesota, grabs the puck and put it down beside the Hawk net. Matt Grzelcyk has it there. Passing on the left wing, Lucas Reichel bolting through center, in over the Blues line, down the left wing, shoots and scores! Lucas Reichel gets the goal right back. He had Hofer leaning kind of in an awkward way and slid it in behind him from deep inside the blue zone, about 5 feet above the goal line in the left wing corner, and the Hawks retake the lead at 2-1.
Boy, Joel Hofer, St. Louis Blues goaltender, does not look comfortable right now. Even after Chicago scored the first goal, he tried playing the puck and he fumbled it for a second time in a row. And this is a softie if you're Joel Hofer. By the way, the Hawks only had 4 players on the ice when Reichel scored that because the 5th player never hopped off the bench. So there were only 4 guys in the celebration for Chicago. But nonetheless, John, it is 2-1 Chicago. And with that, it's time to break out the Bandito again to celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila.
Now, Lucas Reichel's first goal in the season at 5:23 gives the Hawks the lead back. We'll see what they do with it here. Back inside the Hawk zone as we resume play. Justin Falk at the right point. Sends the puck down behind the net to the left wing corner. Nick Bukestad fought free, works his way out in front and fires, and a butterfly save made by Soderblom. Now Levshunov tried to pry the puck free, could not. Taken back by the Blues. Texier winds the puck behind the Hawk net out to the right point to Falk. He sends it over to Tucker, left point. He'll flip it in behind the Hawk net. Levshunov was able to push it around at the left side to Kaiser, and he'll clear to Colton Dock at center ice. And then Dock became entangled with Nathan Walker, who chips the puck ahead to Braden Shen. He'll stick it into the right wing corner Hawk zone. Kaiser took the puck behind the net. Passing up the left wing for Donato at center ice. The pass was in his skates. Levshunov recovers the puck in the Hawk zone. Kaiser between the circles, back to Levshunov. Lead pass for Ryan Donato. Over the Blues line down the left wing. He's hit by Logan Mayo and goes down, but shovels the puck behind the net into the far corner. And Philip Broberg will move in behind the net up the right side. Hand the puck ahead. Jordan Kyrou at center ice. Shot it across the rink, picked off by Jason Dickinson at the Hawk blue line. Classic Hawk line, shot it up the right wing for Dickinson, passed too far ahead of him. Dylan Holloway for the Blues to Shen, flips it into the Hawk zone to the far corner. Classic will wind the puck behind the net up the left wing side. Ryan Donato is hit as he deflects the puck into the blue zone. Donato will head to the Hawks bench. Here's Robert Thomas on the fly. Over the Hawk line on the right wing. Got by Vlasic. Back pass, high slot, Parayko. Moves into the left circle and fires. Blocked by Sam Renzel. He'll stick it ahead. Here's Connor Bedard. To Renzel over the Blues line. Pulled up top of the left circle and then lost the puck off of Popchuk. Neighbors will feed it ahead. Buchnevich to Thomas on a 2-on-1 break over the Hawk line from the right circle. He fires. That's over the net, around the glass, and back to center ice. And the Blues will regroup. Parayko with a pass now to Thomas over the Hawk line right wing. Back to Parayko, right point. Holds, fires. Punched out with a blocker save from Soderblom. Follow-up shot from the far circle from Fowler. Deflects wide through to the near boards. Colton Dock put a body on Colton Parayko along the near boards. And they dig for the puck. It comes out to the line. Buchnevich walking through the deep slot. Floats it down to Parayko right circle. Pass over his stick. Colton Dock is able to skewer it away. Lifts it ahead for Connor Bedard. He may get a breakaway. Bedard into the blue zone. A tough angle shot and a shoulder save by Hofer. And he didn't know where the rebound was, but he looked down at his feet and plopped on the puck in the Blues crease and held on. Hofer is not looking steady in goal for the Blues here tonight. 11:58 left in period number 1 here in St. Louis. We've already got a good one here, folks. 2-1 in favor of the Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The Blackhawks, Wildcats, and the NFL play here on AM 720. On smart speakers, say play WGN Chicago.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In St. Pete Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Labor unions are the backbone of our country. Unions protect members and help them lead healthier lives. That's why United Healthcare provides active and retired labor union members access to quality healthcare benefits. As a trusted resource, the dedicated team will help Taft, Hartley, and multi-employer funds find the right combination of health benefits. Visit uhc.com/unions for more information. Quality healthcare coverage for labor unions. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company of Illinois or their affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Connor Bedard. Game on. Time for Blackhawks hockey.
Charlie Romeliotis and John Weideman here in St. Louis. Hey, at each home game at the United Center this season, we will be saluting a veteran sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, a proud veteran-owned business serving Chicagoland since 2007.
4 shots on goal by the Hawks, 2 goals. I like that percentage. Now Nazar pumps one in for the right point. Goes wide. Loose puck to the left wing corner. Teravainen without hesitation shot it off the side of the Blues net. The other way, Broberg to center ice. Sends Joseph into the Hawks on the left wing. Turned it over. Breakaway now for Bertuzzi over the Blues line. Down the slot where he shoots. And a butterfly save made by Hofer. Some good chances early on here for the Hawks. Joseph at the Blues blue line, snaps the puck to the Hawk blue line. Louis Crevier sent it over on the left wing side to Vlasic. To Bertuzzi over the center ice circle. He'll lift it down the right wing boards deep into the blue zone. A little too far for Ryan Donato. Justin Falk took the puck back for the Blues. Head to Jimmy Snuggerud. He'll flip it back deep into the far corner in the Blues end. Big Logan Mayo back to get it there. Passing up the left wing side. It's deflected into the Hawks bench off of Nathan Walker's stick, and he'll hold on. Whistle stopping play. Logan Mayo, big defenseman who came over in that trade that sent Alex Bolduc to the Montreal Canadiens. He's still a rookie, Logan Mayo is, but a high upside on that young man. He's played a little time in the American Hockey League with Laval and the Montreal organization. The Blues really like what they're seeing out of that kid.
Yeah, and obviously there's going to be a growing process for him. Bolduc has had a really good start from Montreal, so this is a hockey trade that could potentially end up working out for both teams.
I think it will. Now Matt Grzelcyk, who picked up his first Hawks point a little while ago on the goal scored by Lucas Reichel, tried to move the puck out, held in by Parayko at the line, long shot by there, and a butterfly save made. Loose puck in the far corner, the Blues get it. Crevier now bear hugs one of the Blues into the end boards on top of the puck. Ryan Green in there tried to stab it out of the pile. And Green's able to pull it out of the feet of that Blues player, and then the Blues player used to skate to pin it against the boards again. Now the puck comes free behind the net. Grzelcyk wins the battle for the puck. Hooks it up the left wing side. Past Reichel and down ice into the Blues zone. The Hawks will get a line change as the Blues get the puck back in their end. Fowler between the circles to Parayko along the right board. Passing to center ice, Kyrou. He turned it over at the Hawk line. Left shot off there. Head to Dickinson. Blues nearly guilty of too many men on the ice. Dickinson had the puck poke checked away at the Blues line. Blues are back the other way. Led by Kyrou into the Hawk zone along the right board. Working hard, Kaiser took the puck away. Passing it ahead to Donato, then to Dickinson, center ice. Tried to go across the rink with a pass to Mikheyev. Broken up by the Blues. They come into the Hawk zone. Holloway down the right wing side. Tried to pass, and he did through the crease. It goes all the way through to the far boards. Then he runs into Mikheyev, takes the puck away along the left board. Send it across the rink. This bounces out to center ice, and Ryan Donato's got the puck for the Hawks. Lost his footing at the Blues blue line. I believe he's got something going on with his skates. He's going to head to the Hawks bench. Something is not right there. Blues get possession. And Tucker between the circles. Passing up to Robert Thomas over the center ice circle. Dumps the puck to the left wing corner Hawk zone. Sam Rinzel there. Winds the puck behind the net up the near side. Nazar to Vlasic. who bumps it across the rink. Teravainen from the right wing side. Hawkline goes rink wide with a pass along the left board blue zone, but Mayo back to get it there. He'll drive it behind the Blues net, around up the left wing side, past Pavel Buchnevich, and all the way down, and icing is the call against St. Louis. Great pace to this game.
Yeah, this has been fun to watch so far. Both teams probably had an extra cup of coffee going into this game, and so they're feeling a little bit of energy early on here with the late start here in St. Louis.
And apparently they got the high test. Face-off circle to the left of Hofer. Thomas against Bedard, and Thomas wins this one to Broberg. He sticks the puck up the left wing to center ice in front of the benches. Sam Renzel is there, and he just sends it back down in behind the Blues net. The Blues get it back. Mayo between the circles. Moving it up the left wing side at center ice. Here, Joseph knocks it down ice in behind the Hawks net. And Renzel moves away ahead to Vlasic. Then to Colton Dock. And Andre Burakovsky into the blue zone, but the puck bleeds off his stick blade. The Blues get it back. Colton Parayko from Troy Murray's hometown of St. Albert, Alberta. Passing it ahead to the Hawk line off the stick of Hugh Suter and down behind the Hawk net. Sam Renzel will move it away up the right wing side. Andre Burakovsky goes rink line with a pass. Vlasic, Hawk line left wing. To Bedard, to Reichel, breaking into the blue zone down the right wing and got behind Parayko and moves in and shoots. Oh, and Hofer got down and got the pad on that and just barely. Reichel had a great chance to score again. Reichel from the right wing corner. Got a pass up the slot for Green. Just hit a Blues player stick and deflects to center ice. And Grzelcyk will now dump it back down into the Blues end. Falk in the far corner, missing on a pass up the left wing. This goes all the way down. No icing is called. Matt Grzelcyk with the puck behind the Hawk net as the Hawks regroup. Grzelcyk to Frank Nazar. Hawk blue line. Connor Murphy front of the benches now. Dumps it down behind the Blues net. Hofer out to play it over the corner. Tucker clears to center ice, taken back by Dickinson, right back into the blue zone. From the top of the left circle, guns a shot over top of the net. Donato along the right side boards, leaving it for Dickinson. Poked it back to the line. Walker took the puck away. Sticks it into the Hawks zone. The Hawks just escaped the penalty right there as Nick Bjugstad's stick was slashed out of his hand. Meantime, Wyatt Kaiser into the blue zone. Top of the left circle, rips it on goal. And a glove save is made by Hofer, and he'll hold on. 7:01 left in period number one down here in St. Louis. It's 2-1 Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Chris Cuomo from News Nation. The Blackhawks play here on WGN Radio.
Chicago hockey fans love a good power play. And when it comes to selling your house, you want a team you can trust.
That's why Jeff Buys Your House is your winning play. No repairs, no commissions, and you pick the closing date.
That's like skating on a clean sheet of ice, fast and smooth.
We're a local, veteran-owned company that's been helping Chicagoland homeowners since 2007.
Make the smart move and go for the win. Visit JeffBuysYourHouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
Imagine being 3 months pregnant and finding out you have cancer. I'm Robin, and that was my reality. But I trusted my team at Northwestern Medicine, my oncologist, orthopedic surgeon, and high-risk obstetrician, who collaborated to come up with the safest chemotherapy plan. So I didn't have to choose between my life and my baby's.
Anchored by Northwestern Memorial Hospital, nationally ranked for obstetrics and gynecology, cancer, and orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report, Robin's team worked together closely, focusing not only on making Robin better, but on bringing her baby into the world safely. After months of treatments, they performed a C-section, then cancer removal on the same day.
Now there are two things we celebrate on Sophia's birthday: her life and mine.
Because what makes us better makes you better. Northwestern Medicine. Learn more at nm.org/better.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
Hey, Blackhawks fans, make sure to join us at the United Center this Friday, October 17th at 6 p.m. as we take on the Vancouver Canucks in a Friday night showdown. That's not all. The first 8,000 fans will receive an exclusive Stan Mikita bobblehead presented by American Express. Tickets are available now at Blackhawks.com. The first of many bobbleheads to be given out this year for Chicago.
Face-off circle to the right of Hofer, blue zone, controlled by St. Louis. Mayo will stick it ahead to center ice. And now into the Hawk zone. Here's Buchnevich on the high slot. Tried to make a pass across the rink. Blocked by the Hawks, and the other way they come. Nazar crossing the Blues line on the left wing side. Tried to make a drop pass for Teravainen. That's taken back by the Blues. Broberg, who clears to center ice. Thomas sends Neighbors away over the Hawk line on the right wing. Drop pass for Mayo. He'll move in and fire a shot. And that goes high and wide of the net. And it rims around the glass and ends up back inside the blue zone. Hofer with a quick pass ahead. Broberg into the Hawk zone, down the right wing to the corner, stopping there. He'll sweep the puck behind the net to Pius Suter, the former Hawk in the left wing corner. Put it out to the left point to Joseph. He then turned the puck over to Connor Bedard. Bedard breaks to center ice and over the Blues blue line. Sets up Colton Dock, who'll fire from the left circle, and a kick save made by Hofer. Well, this is wide open hockey. Shooter to center ice on the right wing. Floats it down to the right wing corner, Hawk zone. Louis Crevier there drives it behind the net around it. It can't be held in at the left point by Fowler. He has to retreat back into the blue zone, turn and fling the puck to center ice. Doc will sweep it back to Connor Murphy, Hawk in. Murphy between the circles now. Lead pass ahead for Burakovsky into the blue zone to Doc along the right board. Try to give it back to Burakovsky. It's scooped in behind the net, however, by Fowler to Parayko of the Blues. He sent it ahead at center ice for Snuggerud, doubling back with Burakovsky of the Hawks to take it away. Now Grizzly sticks the puck off the left side boards, down behind the Blues net. The goaltender Hofer out to play it there. To Parayko along the right boards, to Snuggerud now at center ice. Put the puck into a Hawk zone. The Blues would have been offside had a Blues player touched that puck. That Grizzly the other way again. Passing it ahead now, Ryan Green. He had to stick with it. Puck taken away. Jordan Kyrou of the Blues put it into the Hawk zone. Shot from Holloway. They score. From the left wing circle, Dylan Holloway took a precise pass off the stick of Jordan Kyrou and fired a hard wrist shot over the glove of Soderblom. The Blues have tied it at 2. The goal at 14:54 of period number 1.
What a pickup Dylan Holloway has been for the St. Louis Blues. This play started in the neutral zone. It's an innocent little pass to Dylan Holloway, who got it through Connor Murphy, and it beats Arvid Soderblom glove side. It is a 2-2 game here in St. Louis with 5:06 left in the first.
For Dylan Holloway, that's his first goal on the season. Kyrou picks up the primary assist. 2-2 is where she stands as we rejoin the play. Deep in the blue zone, Justin Falk lifts the puck out to center ice to Holloway at the Hawk blue line. And he is checked by Renzel as he dumps the puck to the left wing corner. Now it's taken back by Wyatt Kaiser. He passes ahead to center ice. Ryan Donato got the puck in over the Blues line, drops it off. McKayev from the right wing boards will fire. Stuck out of there by Hofer. Donato back in the net. He falls down as he tries to tuck it through the crease, and he does. To Kaiser along the left boards. Kaiser turning off of a check from Shen, holding the puck to the boards. McKayev trying to dig it out. Finally taken away by Kyrou of the Blues. He'll step over the center ice red stripe and dump the puck lazily down the boards deep in the hole. Oh, and a big hit by Holloway on Renzel. And that may draw a crowd. You'll have to see. Now Dickinson shovels the puck from the far corner out to center ice and down into the blue zone. Hawks holding on to their discipline here. Call it a hockey check. Going to have to take those every now and again. Renzel, none the worse for wear. Levshinoff from the Hawk zone, passing to center ice. Here's Grizzlick into the Hawk zone to Teravainen, top of the right circle to Bertuzzi, right point. To the deep slot, Levshinoff fires a shot that hit Bugstad in the skate, ricochets away from the far boards. Teravainen passing across to the left wing side. Grizzlick, he'll spin it down behind the Blues net to the right wing boards to Teravainen, who sent the puck behind the net to Nazar. He was skewered off the puck by Broberg. The other way comes Alexander Texier to center ice, a native of France. He then got ahead of the puck, and Teravainen poke checks it back into the Hawk end. Levshinoff with a pass ahead for Nazar. Tried to touch it ahead to the Blues blue line. Picked off by the Blues. Parayko will fire it back down the boards deep into the Hawk end. Buchnevich behind the net centering. Picked off by Grizzlick in the slot. Now Teravainen will twist and move the puck ahead to Bertuzzi at center ice and nudge it off the boards into the blue zone. And the Hawks and Blues are in line changes. Here's Fowler now to center ice. Fowler crossing the Hawk blue line with the puck. Fowler now along the right sideboards. Got some room, moves to the net and shoots. Butterfly save by Soderblom. Then the puck knocked up into the air, and Soderblom gloves it out of midair in front of his face and holds on to it. Whistle stop play. 2:49 left in period number 1. 2-2 is the score here in St. Louis. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, a win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric wants you to avoid breakdowns this winter. Did you know your dirty furnace costs more to operate? It increases your utility bill and leads to more breakdowns? Now's the time. Schedule your Four Seasons tune-up today for only $89.95. The furnace tune-up includes a 30-point inspection, complete cleaning, and is backed by the industry-leading 1-year, no breakdown guarantee. Peace of mind, lower utility bills, just a Four Seasons tune-up away.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Hey, remember when cooking together was a contact sport?
Yeah, tiny counters, nowhere to prep, and oven older than us?
Then Forever Remodeling came in. Their designers opened up the space, added a ton of storage, touchless faucets, voice-controlled lighting.
Now we actually have a workstation that works for us.
We're having more family dinners and eating healthier.
ForeverRemodeling.com, the winning recipe for your dream kitchen.
Hey Blackhawks fans, it's Frank Nazar. Stay with us. Break's over.
Tonight's Coaches Challenges are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine, with 8 specialties ranked among the top 10 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report. The teams at Northwestern Medicine offer second opinions for the toughest conditions.
Here's a face-off circle to Soderblom's left. This is the Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric face-off. For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons. It's going to be Jason Dickinson facing off against Robert Thomas. Both men above 50% on draws. The drop of the puck. Dickinson wins this one. Vlasic along the left board. Tried to lift the puck out. Caught by Buchnevich at the right point. Put it down to Jake Neighbors along the right sideboards. He spins the puck behind the net, left wing corner. Thomas there. Had it taken away by the Hawks' Ilya Mikheyev. Now Dickinson center ice, pokes it off the boards into the blue zone. In the near corner, Falk has handled it on the Donato stick, but the Blues take it back. There's Tyler Tucker to center ice, crossing the Hawk line on the left wing. Bats it off the inboards behind the net. Alex Vlasic there to scoop it into the near corner. And a little scrum ensues there. Thomas now got to the puck along the half boards. The Neighbors in the high slot. Behind the back pass, leaving it there for Thomas. Backing up to the blue line deep slot. Buchnevich right point to Falk right point. Put the puck down the boards. Vlasic intercepts. Put it between the circles to Mikheyev. Ahead to center ice. And that's onto the stick of Ryan Donato, who was pulled down, and a penalty is going to be called here to the Blues. Hawks go to their first Citgo power play of the game. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving. Gotta love Wes McCauley. Sorry I was talking over you, Wes, there, little buddy.
He is very fun the way he exaggerates the penalty calls here. Nice, provides some entertainment for the fans here in the building. Hawks are going to get a Citgo power play here with 1:53 left in the first period. So they'll have almost, they'll play the entire rest of the first period on the power play if they don't score here. Ice is a little chopped up, so we got to simplify things, but nice late opportunity here for the Blackhawks on the Citgo power play.
Now Jake Neighbors is given the gate 2 for tripping. The Hawks with their first power play on the game. Lay back in the blue zone in the near corner. Parayko with Tyler Bertuzzi all over him like a short overcoat. And Parayko skewers the puck out of there behind the net. Karavainen got to it in the far corner, then was checked, lost the puck. And the puck taken and cleared all the way down by Pius Suter.
A short overcoat. Man, yeah. I need John Weideman's vocabulary in mind.
You don't want that. I don't want to go any further than that, but you don't want that. Here's Nazar into the blue zone to the right wing half board. Put the puck to Bedard in the corner. He mishandled it. The Hawks now get it back. Let's see what we get here at the line. Renzel pokes it ahead for Bedard in the left circle. He redirects the puck on goal, gloved by Hofer. And then Bedard was looking for loose change, possibly a puck falling out of Hofer's glove. He put his stick on the goaltender, and Tyler Tucker took exception to that and gave Connor Bedard a little shot below the goal line next to the net. But no damage done. Linesmen are on the scene. Face-off will remain in the blue zone. We're at 1 minute left in period number 1 of a 2-2 game. Shots on goal favoring the Blues. Favoring the Hawks, 9-7.
Sorry, John. Joel Hofer has had a shaky first period, so credit to Bedard for crashing the net hard and giving an extra gentle whack just to see if the puck was loose.
Hawks get control off the draw. Burakovsky, top of the left circle, put it down to the left wing corner to Green. To Burakovsky again. Fed the slot. A snapshot by Doc was kicked out of there by Holford. He just barely got to it. Now Green from the right wing boards played it back to the right point, intended for Levshunov, but the puck ends up deflecting to center ice, and Levshunov will take it back into the Hawk end. Hands it off along the right boards to Donato. To Burakovsky through center. To Donato over the Blues line, top of the right circle. He'll leave the puck at the right point for Levshunov, who sweeps it down behind the net. Around it goes to the left wing side. Burakovsky there. Fed it high slot. Levshunov wide open. He fires. It looked like Hofer got a piece of that with a blocker. 14 seconds for the period. In the right circle, Donato looking for his first goal. Firing a shot. Blocker save, Hofer. Donato got the puck back. Put it in between the circles. Thomas is there. He'll clear it down, and that's how the period will end. So it's 2-2 after 20 minutes. Hawks will open up play in the second period on the power play. They've taken the time off the scoreboard clock, so I can't tell you how many seconds are remaining in the power play.
I think 7.
7? Okay. I hate when they do that, just leave the time up for a minute, let the broadcasters all get reset, and then take it off, because the fans want to see it too. But oh well.
We had to do math in our head. I was told there would be no math, Sean, in this business.
It's another thing you don't want. My math is very, very questionable.
That was a fun first period. A lot
it was. Yeah.
Both teams scored twice. It's a late puck drop, so we weren't sure if it was going to be a sleepy start for both teams, but it was quite the opposite. A lot of run and gun hockey, maybe more so in the first half of that first period. So I thought it was entertaining for the fans that are in this building and that are watching and listening right now.
I felt that the Blackhawks did a good job, and to a very good job, in making sure that they got back, save for a couple of occasions where the Blues had odd man rushes. But I thought the Blackhawks did a pretty good job of covering the Blues in transition. Jeff Blashill, before the game, told me that was going to be a pretty important factor in them coming out with a win here tonight. It's 2-2 after one period. Obviously, it's not a perfect period, but at least if they're not looking up at a 2-0 score and having to wonder how they're going to find a way to get a win out of this. So I guess all in all, I think 2-2 after a period of play and knowing what you're facing now, I think they're in a pretty good spot.
We're watching the youth hockey players here also. And we've seen 2 goals and just a big hit right here. So they're carrying over what the Hawks and Blues are doing to each other in this intermission entertainment here that we have.
How old do you think those kids are down there? 7, 8?
Yeah.
6, 6, maybe 6?
Yeah, 6, 7.
Yeah. That's what we're
looking at. Did you hear what I did? 6, 7?
6, 7? That's a big kid. All right. Well, the shots on goal favoring the Blackhawks 10-7. They'll start the second period down here in St. Louis on the power play with a fresh sheet of ice. We'll see if they can find a way to take the lead. But right now, we're going to send it to Jack Heinrich, who's standing by in Blackhawk Central with a full intermission report. And then second period action will ensue. It's a good one here in St. Louis so far. 2-2 after one period. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. I've seen a lot of stat sheets in my career, but when it comes to beer, these numbers jump off the page. Flight by Yuengling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and brewed with crisp, refreshing flavor. That's not just light beer, it's light beer with game, and it's brewed by the oldest brewery in America. Bottom line, if you care about performance and taste, Flight by Yuengling brings both. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DT Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
It's Lou Manfredini. You know, anyone that listens to my show has heard me stress the importance of doing research and getting multiple bids when taking on a big project. You know, I'm always on the lookout for the best products and services. So when I decided to permanently fix my thinning hair, well, I looked around at other practices, but ultimately I chose Dr. Yates. He had the most experience doing the FUE procedure. Plus, he was a Northwestern Medical School graduate. I like that. Dr. Yates is Chicagoland's premier hair loss doctor with over 10,000 procedures performed. Dr. Yates took the hair from the back and the sides of my head and placed it on the top where the thinning was occurring. The procedure wasn't really painful at all and only took a few hours. It's been almost a decade now, and my hair still looks great, nice and thick. Changed my life. Don't just live with your thinning hair. Do something about it, like I did. Visit DrYatesHairScience.com. That's DrYatesHairScience.com, or make the call today, 312-261-0872. 312-261-0872.
One of the most successful sculptors in American history was Chicago's own Richard Hunt, with hundreds of pieces on display around the country. Now a stunning exhibition of his work has opened at the Loyola University Museum of Art. Freedom in Form, Richard Hunt looks back at 6 decades of transforming metal into symbols of hope and power. Springfield's Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum created this unique blend of art and history, which can be seen at Luma through November 15th.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time.
That's a wrap.
Here's Jack Heinrich with your intermission update.
2-2 our score down in St. Louis. What a first period. A lot going on, scoring, answering from both teams, but 2-2 is our score at the end of one down in St. Louis between Blackhawks and Blues. Jack Heinrich filling in for Charlie Meliotis. Charlie on the call doing a nice job with John Weideman. And this is the first intermission. We'll take a look around the NHL and other sports as we get going here. But first, and it's time for our current odds according to Circus Sports Illinois. Circus Sports Illinois, download your new bookie today at circusports.com. To score first, the Blackhawks were plus 140, and they did that thanks to a bad turnover, bad pass from Joel Hofer, the goaltender for the Blues. Hit Ilya Mikheyev instead of one of his teammates, and Mikheyev had a wide open net to shoot at, and he scored, getting the first goal of the game. The Blues responded pretty quick, and then the Blackhawks got a goal from Lucas Reichel, but the Blues were able to tie it up later with Dylan Holloway. Blackhawks on a power play. Here they got about 7-ish seconds left on that power play when we start the second period. 2-2 our score down in St. Louis between Blackhawks and Blues. We'll look around the NHL scores here. The Utah Mammoth, first home game of the season, the home opener as the Mammoth. They trail the Flames right now 1-0 in the first intermission. And then there's only 2 other games, so 4 games total. The Blackhawks, one of them. Both final. A big win for the Sabres. They needed it badly. They get an 8-4 win over the Senators earlier today. And then the game before, the Blackhawks on TNT, the Red Wings beat the Panthers 4-1. So that's a look at around the NHL here. Some NHL news items, some tough injuries to report here. Brady Tkachuk for the Senators. He injured his right hand, and he's going to miss at least 4 weeks for the captain for the Senators. Tough blow there. And another injury for the Panthers. Dmitry Kulikov will be out 5 months with an upper body injury. The defending champs, the 2-time defending champs, are already without Alexander Barkov, Matthew Tkachuk, and Thomas Nusick. So some injuries hitting the Panthers hard here early going in the season. Devils goaltender Jacob Markstrom will be out for a couple of weeks, as head coach Sheldon Keefe. He suffered a lower body injury in their previous game this week. Elsewhere in the sports world, ALCS game number 2. Blue Jays responding loudly here. They're down 2-0, drop both games at home, but they have a 12-2 lead in the 8th inning in Seattle. Bats waking up for the Blue Jays. NLCS shifts to LA, Dodgers and Brewers. The Dodgers have a 2-0 series lead. Gold Glove finalists announced, and the Cubs had 6 Gold Glove finalists. Matthew Boyd, Ian Happ, Nico Horner, Carson Kelly, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Matt Shaw. The Cubs had a great defensive year, and they have 6 guys finalists. Early next month is when they will announce the winner of those Gold Gloves, and we'll see how many the Cubs can get. 2-2 is our score. First intermission between Blackhawks and Blues. Take a break and bring in Charlie Meliodas from St. Louis. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Bob Surratt, weekday mornings at 6. Now let's get you back to the ice.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying, and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Save big money right now at Menards. October is Fire Safety Month. Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. From smoke and carbon monoxide detectors to fire extinguishers and more. Get peace of mind with new smoke and carbon monoxide detectors today. Save big money on all Kidde products at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all our great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time.
There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai's award-winning lineup of cars, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs puts your safety first. With available class exclusive features like digital key and remote, smart parking assist, plus America's best warranty. See your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer or visit HyundaiUSA.com today. 2-2 is our score between Blackhawks and Blues. We're going to go out to the Enterprise Center in St. Louis and bring in Charlie Meliodas. And Charlie, that was a lot in the first period. Late start. It looked like an early start between these two teams going back and forth, trading punches.
Thank God this game is entertaining through one period because it's a late one for the local fan base, for the Chicago fan base. So we got off to a really good start here. Ilya Mikheyev scored maybe the easiest goal that he's going to score all season long and picked up where he left off in the last game. And we talked about it in the pregame show about how effective the third line was on Monday night's game. And they picked up where they left off. I'm looking at the first period numbers for the line of Donato, Dickinson, and Mikheyev. When the three of them were on the ice together in that first period, shot attempts were 6-0 in favor of Chicago. Wow. And the scoring chances, So shots on goal were 4-0 in favor of Chicago. So it was another dominant performance by the Donato, Dickinson, Mikheyev line. And hopefully they're able to carry this into the rest of the regular season, because if they can become as dependable of a line as Blashill can lean on when it comes to checking roles and also generate offense, I think that's going to go a very long way for the top six to free up Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar to play their own game.
Yeah, that line has been really, really good and keeping it up. Even in a high-scoring period, they've played pretty well. How about Lucas Reichel? Pretty noticeable. He got that goal, and I know Joe Hofer had a tough start to that period, made a few saves at the end, but Reichel was pretty aggressive. He scored a goal, had another chance, and him drawing into the lineup, trying to take advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah, I thought he was really noticeable in that first period outside of just the goal, which, by the way, the Hawks only had four players on the ice. Because the Hawks are going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, there seemed to be a miscommunication over who the third winger was going to be with Lucas Reichel and Ryan Green. So the third winger never jumped on the ice. So there were only 4 Blackhawks in the celebration. And so credit to Reichel for scoring that goal. But you mentioned he also had a chance later on in the period after the Tyler Bertuzzi breakaway, a couple shifts. And then it looked like Reichel took one shift with Connor Bedard and I think it was Colton Dock. It looked like the three of them were on the ice together for a shift. And so I think that's Jeff Blashill rewarding Reichel early on with that ice time. And Reichel wasn't a guy that got much ice time in the last game, or in the I think it was the home opener. I think he had like six. He logged like 6.5 minutes, and it was just because the situation of the game. Hawks were killing penalties for a third of it,
right?
And he's already almost at 4 minutes through one period, so he's almost halfway there from his last game. So hopefully he keeps that up. He obviously was not supposed to be in the lineup tonight because Nick Foligno though is out. Reichel draws in, and I think he took advantage of his opportunity in the first period, and hopefully he does that in the second and third.
Yeah, taking advantage. Hopefully we can see more consistency from Reichel. What are you seeing from the power play? It seemed like they had a few chances, but that top power play has struggled so far this season.
Yeah, the first unit is really struggling to get going early on. I thought the best chance in that period was Levshunov walking in, and I think it was a really nice save by Joel Hofer. My eyes kind of lit up because I thought this is going to be a really good opportunity for Levshunov to score a goal here, and unfortunately it was stopped. But that was the best opportunity. They're going to have 7 seconds in the start of the second, so it's not really much of anything. But hopefully the Blackhawks can get that first unit going. I'm a little surprised that they've gotten off to a slow start, that first unit, because I thought it was going to be a 5-man unit that was really going to click early on because Sam Renzel quarterbacking the power play, and it just feels like it was – I know it struggled a little bit in the preseason and training camp. They didn't really start working on it until later on. But I'm a little surprised they haven't gotten off to a good start, but hopefully they can get off the schneid soon.
All right, yeah, we'll look at that. 2-2 our score, Charlie. Wild first period. We'll talk to you after the second.
Okay, sounds good, Jack.
All right, that's Charlie Meliotis on the call with John Weideman. 2-2 is our score. We'll get you set for the second period next. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand. Tough enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industrial-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Cold weather and hockey season go together hand in hand, but your home isn't a hockey rink, and you want it to be the perfect temperature no matter the season. With Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning mini split systems, you get the ultimate comfort and efficiency every time, even in those difficult to heat places in your home. Their units are designed to deliver consistent comfort where you need it most. Check out Mitsubishi electric heating and cooling mini split systems today at getacomfyhome.com.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we understand it's not just our next-door neighbors who inspire us every day. It's our neighbors across the country, across all communities. And while Blue Cross has been your one local and trusted healthcare partner for nearly 90 years, it's our wide scope of products, services, and technologies that allows us to have a deeper understanding for everyone, everywhere, empowering whole-person health with compassion and innovation, one member at a time. It's that unique Blue Cross service and commitment through all stages of life that connects us hand in hand, ensuring you always have access to the highest quality, affordable healthcare with that personal touch, always finding new ways to deliver on our oldest promise, to keep you at the center of everything we do. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hey, Blackhawks fans, here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up.
Up next, the second period. Here's Jack Heinrich with your recap.
2-2 is our score down in St. Louis. First goal was Ilya Mikheyev, wide open net. Blues scored, but then after that, Lucas Reichel drawing in and getting in on scoring.
Lucas Reichel bolting through center, in over the Blues line, down the left wing, shoots and scores! Lucas Reichel gets the goal right back. He had Hofer leaning kind of in an awkward way and slid it in behind him from deep inside the Blues zone, about 5 feet above the goal line in the left wing corner, and the Hawks retake the lead at 2-1.
And the Blues added a goal from Dylan Holloway. 2-2 is our score. And now it's time for What's on Deck, sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blackhawks will open with about 7 seconds left of power play time, looking to take the lead here in the second period after a wild first period. Send it out to St. Louis, where John and Charlie are standing by for the second period.
All right, thank you, Jack. Yeah, the teams are on the ice surface getting ready to start this second period. Should mention to our listeners that the Vancouver Canucks will be in town on Friday night. And then the Anaheim Ducks and former Blackhawks head coach Joel Quenneville on Sunday back at the UC. Looking forward to that. A couple big weekend games. We hope you'll join us at the United Center for both games. Those should be exciting. Hawks open up the frame with 7 seconds of power play time to work with, but they don't have the puck. Parayko from center ice off the draw. Fires the puck through the air off the right corner glass, and it bounces in front of the Hawk net. The Hawks get it back and come out. The Blues have now come to full strength. So here's Bedard down the left wing to the corner in the blue zone. He's sort of slammed into the corner boards there. Kind of turned off the check from Parayko. The Blues now come out of their end. Fowler to center ice. Lets the puck into the Hawk end. Taken by Buchnevich, left corner. Fed a back pass into the high slot. Picked off by Connor Bedard. Bedard at center ice. He'll advance the puck to the Blues blue line. And then he's hit by Jake Neighbors. Kind of a back into the face kind of check. Hard to describe. When Bedard went down, no penalty call. Now Neighbors shot it across, and a shot from Kyrou from the right circle. A nice save made by Arvid Soderblom with the glove. Hitting, picking up. Here's Donato, the right wing corner blue zone. Hit by Neighbors, put the puck behind the net to Mikheyev. Around it goes to Kaiser. Sent it back in behind the net, intended for Mikheyev. Now the puck turned over by the Blues. Here's Mikheyev with the puck along the right board. To Donato back in the net. Tried to wrap it around. Turned out of there with a stick save from Hofer. Crevier to left point. Sends it back down behind the Blues net. Donato there, turning on Tyler Tucker. Donato leaving the puck behind the net. Jason Dickinson. They'll send it around to Kaiser at the right point. Got some room to the high slot and then mishandled the puck over the blue line to center ice, forcing the Hawks to regroup. Kaiser hands it off to Dickinson. Blues line right wing, and he'll shovel the puck down the boards in behind the St. Louis net. Now Justin Falk has it there as the Blues organize for their breakout. There's Falk between the circles, moving out. Passing to Tucker, left wing center ice. He shot the puck high and wide of the Hawk net. Griswold then turned it over behind the net. It's fed up the slot by Shem, picked off by Teravainen, who then angles the puck off the boards down to the Blues blue line. Dylan Holloway winding it up now between the circles. A move it ahead off the right side to Mayo, who sent it down into the Hawk zone. He tried to hit one of his forwards breaking into the Hawk end. That was Snuggerud. Pass missed and goes down. Icing is the call against St. Louis. We've played 2:07 of the second period. We're still tied up at 2. This game has had a tremendous pace to it, Joe.
Oh, and early on in this second period, Arvid Soderblom made a fantastic save in the first shift of this second. And the Blues, I believe, already have 3 hits in this second period. They are not a team that they're a team that likes to lay their body around. And they have multiple players that like to play that style.
They're not shy about playing the physical game, are they? I'll tell you what, a game between the Blues and the Boston Bruins would be very interesting because you and I were in Boston not long ago and saw how physical the Bruins could play.
Nobody would have the puck in that game. They'd just be hitting each other.
Yeah, I agree. That one might go to quadruple overtime and still be playing a couple days later. Inside the blue zone, Mayo turns the puck over behind the net. Bedard, the classic shoot, he scores! A beautiful pass up the slot from behind the Blues net by Bedard. It's Alex Vlasic right on the stick, and from the high slot, he just snaps it past Hofer, and the Hawks retake the lead at 3-2. Alex Vlasic's first goal on the season.
Well, the Blues defenseman tried to ring this puck around the boards, and Connor Bedard stopped it with his body. The puck lands right in front of him, and he passes to Alex Vlasic, who is kind of in between the blue line and the crease, so somewhere in the middle of the ice, and he finds it, the open lane, fires it past Joel Hofer, and the Blackhawks are back up by a goal, and with that, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila.
Classic from Bedard at 2:49 of period number 2. As we rejoin the play back of the Hawk zone. In the near corner, Rinzel makes a pass up the right side to Mikheyev at center ice, but the pass is off his stick. Now the loose puck gathered in by Donato. He'll carry into the blue zone. Left circle, shoots. Blocker save made by Hofer. Falk now in the far corner, passing down to the line, held in by Mikheyev. Then to Rinzel, right circle, a toe drag and a shot. It goes just over the net and around the glass. Mikheyev from the left point lets it rip. This flies just wide off a deflection. In the right wing corner now, Dickinson shot it across in front of the net. Taken by Vlasic, now left side boards, then left wing corner to Dickinson, left circle, pumps a one-timer wide. Rinzel, a follow-up shot from the right wing boards, intercepted by Tucker on the way in. He put it out to the point, was held in by Mikheyev momentarily, but the Blues end up back with the puck. Bugstad to center ice, sends it down behind the Hawk net, and Vlasic will leave the puck behind the net. Rinzel firing it up the middle of the ice, Dickinson. He follows as he one-hands the puck ahead to Teravainen into the blue zone along the left side. Tried to fire it across the rink, hoping for a teammate being there, but nobody was, and the Blues get it back. Here's Buchnevich taking a pass into the Hawk zone on the left wing side. Dumping it down to the corner. Vlasic there to steer it around up the far boards, but not out of the zone. And then Nazar came along, and he and Pareko get their sticks on the puck simultaneously. And this deflects over the far glass next to the Blues bench. 3-2 Hawks, 15:46 left in period number 2.
We want to send our best to Blackhawks captain Nick Foligno, who's not playing in this game because he's taking a brief leave of absence as his daughter undergoes a follow-up surgery related to her congenital heart disease. So the Hawks are without their captain in this game. Usually he's wearing the C, and the Hawks elected not to give out the third A. So it's Dickinson and Murphy as the only two players on the Hawks wearing A's on their sweater, but hopefully all is going well back home for the Foligno family, and we can see Nick soon.
Here, Charlie. I'm not going to add anything to that. Love you, Nick. Here's Nazar breaking down into the blue zone, left wing circle, shoots, he scores! And then he runs into Hofer and knocks him down, and the Blues net is dislodged. The goal is going to count, and Nazar, his momentum carried him into Hofer, and he knocked him down. The Blues all took exception to that, and now they've all grabbed hold of Blackhawk players, the boys tugging on one another. Finally, the linesmen are there to intervene. Nazar, with that superior speed, got behind Jake Neighbors of the Blues and snapped a shot into the top right corner. And then he unintentionally ran into Hofer. His intent was never to run into Hofer. He's trying to dodge him, actually, but he got a piece of him. And Neighbors didn't like it, so he attacks Nazar, and Nazar got up. So there you have it. Nazar was knocked down, actually taken down to the ice by Jake Neighbors. And after he freed himself from that, he got up and in kind of a celebratory action, looked at the St. Louis crowd and pumped his hands above or to his side and above his head, and as if to say, yeah, I got your goal right here.
What a goal by Frank Nazar. He goes backhand to forehand, kind of the shot that Connor Bedard likes to use out in tight, and chaos ensued. Frank Nazar found himself released from the pile, and he gets up and he celebrates in the most Frank Nazar fashion. The Hawks take a 4-2 lead and go on the Citgo power play because of the roughing penalty. With that goal, it's time to break out the Bandito, celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. What a second period so far for Chicago.
The goal at 4:32 of period number 2. And as Charlie told you, the Hawks on the Citgo power play now. Here's Donato into the blue zone along the right sideboards to the corner. Flips it behind the net around to Burakovsky, left wing corner. Bank pass to the left point. Colton Dock sends it right point Leshina. Then down to Donato along the right boards. He'll let it go to the corner to Green. To Dock back of the net. Winds it around to the left point. Andre Burakovsky. Deep slot now, Leshina to Donato, top of the right circle, who one time's a shot toward the net. And it's stopped by Hofer with a butterfly save, and he'll hold on to it there. Whistle will stop play. Hawks have outshot the Blues so far, 13-8. 4 of those 13 shots have found their way past Joel Hofer.
So, John, I missed this, but Lucas Reichel is getting credited with Chicago's second goal. I guess he redirected the puck in front. So that is the second of the night for Reichel from the Vlasic shot. I didn't see the deflection, but apparently that is the case.
Well, on the goal, as I recall, Reichel pointed at Vlasic saying that's your goal. So maybe there'll be a change to that.
Or maybe he was thanking Vlasic, or kind of pointing at Vlasic for.
Appreciate that pass, something like that. Yeah. But 4-2 is the score. Hawks in control and on the power play now for the next 1:16. Here's Robert Thomas breaking into the Hawks zone, shorthanded to the left wing circle. Hands the puck to Buchnevich, back to Thomas, left corner to Buchnevich in front. The Blues draw a penalty here as Nazar swats the puck away. Slashing will be the call, and the sides will play 4 against 4 for the next 1:05, and then the Blues will get their first power play opportunity on the night. Here's why.
Chicago penalty number 6, 2-minute minor for slashing.
So that's Sam Renzel going to get the gate.
That's an unfortunate penalty there by the Blackhawks. I know it's happening in front of your own net, but Hawks are on the power play and have an opportunity to stretch this lead to 3 goals, and now we're going to go to some 4-on-4 hockey, and the Blues will have about 55 seconds of power play time when this 4-on-4 expires.
Hey, the Blues can be dangerous in this kind of a situation. They use the ice pretty effectively. They know their rink very well. So the Hawks are going to need to be careful here. In behind the Hawk net, Kaiser sweeps the puck around up the right side. Artem Levshunov at center ice. Leads the rush into the blue zone, stopping at the point. Floats it over to the left wing circle. Into the glove of Bedard. He'll drop it to his stick. Got free in the left circle. Levshunov shoots off the glove of Hofer. Levshunov was bidding for his first NHL goal. Then Levshunov pounds Broberg with a body check in the near corner in the blue zone. As Broberg shot the puck down ice into the Hawk end. Bedard shoved off the puck by Holloway in the far corner. Holloway now working his way free from Burakovsky. Flips it behind the net. Cam Fowler along the left boards. Jostled by Levshunov. Knocked down to the ice with what looked like a punch in the back. So the physicality heating up here. Kyrou from the right point. Moves it to the left point. Fowler cuts across the high slot. Ran into Bedard. Lost the puck to center ice. Then Bedard and Fowler joust. Bedard came away with a puck. He got it to Burakovsky. He lost it, though, to Thomas, who then lost the puck to Kaiser just inside the Hawk line. He'll clear it all the way down. Hofer came way out of his net to play the puck and bodied Jason Dickinson away from it against the end boards in the blue zone. Blues come back up ice, led by Buchnevich. Into the Hawk zone, dropping the puck to Fowler left point. He slapped it down the boards, but taken away by Murphy. He'll clear it down ice into the Blues end. Mikheyev chasing the puck around like a madman out there. He had a chance to get it in front of the Blues net, but the Blues kept it away from him. Robert Thomas now to center ice. Thomas with 20 seconds on the Blues power play. To Fowler over the Hawk line on the left wing. Sticks it down behind the net. Snuggerud right corner. To Braden Shen along the right sideboards. Fed the puck behind the net. Buchnevich to the left point. Fowler to Shen right circle. Falling down. He'll fire. That goes wide. Snuggerud, bottom of the left wing circle. Hawk in. Fed it into the goal mouth. Vlasic slaps it away to Nazar, who clears to center ice. The Hawks come to full strength as Renzel is out of the box. And the Blackhawks are back to full strength, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine Orthopedics on a relentless pursuit of better medicine. Blues on the attack. Falk into the Hawk zone. Had the puck knocked off his stick up into the Blues bench. Whistle stops play, and we'll take a break. 12:15 left in the second here in St. Louis. It's now 4-2 in favor of the Blackhawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The Blackhawks, Wildcats, and the NFL play here on AM 720. On smart speakers, say play WGN Chicago.
Can't find the right words? Rogers & Hollins has you covered. Since 1910, Rogers & Hollins has been Chicagoland's trusted name for fine jewelry and quality watches. From engagement rings to the perfect gift or something to elevate your look, generations have relied on Rogers & Hollins for unmatched quality and personal service. Experience the Rogers & Hollins difference. Visit fornowandforever.com or a store near you. Rogers & Hollins, for now and forever.
Rogers and Hollins, for now and forever.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Social Security disability and SSI benefits support people whose severe medical problems make work impossible. But Social Security law is demanding, and the system is treacherous. Hi, I'm attorney Jeffrey Rabin. For a free consultation, call the law office of Jeffrey A. Rabin and Associates at 312-431-1000. 312-431-1000 or go to rkblegal.com. Let our decades of legal experience work for you. No fee unless you are approved. Don't fight alone.
Hey, it's Spencer Knight. Catch Lisa Dent weekday afternoons at 2. Now back to the action.
Attention, Blackhawks fans. Don't miss a moment of the action. Be the first to know about breaking news, exclusive ticket offers, and exciting retail drops, all delivered straight to your phone. Sign up today for Blackhawks text alerts. Just text BHawks to 242-957.
Face-off at center ice, controlled by the Blues. And the puck is shot all the way down into the Hawk zone by Broberg. In the far circle, Jordan Kyrou took it to Holloway in the left wing corner. Let it go up the boards to Broberg. He'll spin it down behind the net. Kyrou got it there. So it's a pass to the left point, held in by Broberg. With a high slot, and a shot from Mayo is deflected into the far corner. Michael poking the puck away to center ice. And back to get the puck is Broberg at the Blues blue line.
The St. Louis Blues just announced here that Jordan Binnington is now in net for St. Louis.
Reichel going for a hat trick, moving it on goal, fires, and a pad save is made. Jordan Binnington in the Blues net. Here's Vlasic moving it to Renzel. Right circle, toe dragging a shot, and Binnington stopped that. Follow-up shot by Renzel. Binnington got a piece of that as well. Bertuzzi behind the net, drives the puck around up the boards and down ice into the Hawk end. Vlasic back to take it in behind the net. Teams and line changes. Boy, Lucas Reichel's had some tremendous chances in this game. Here's Dickinson down the right wing. Shoots, he scores! A one right through the 5-hole on Binnington. Jason Dickinson racing into the blue zone. Caught the pass on the backhand portion of his blade. And any of you that can remember how Mark Messier used to fire the puck from that spot on the ice, it was like a mirror image of Mess firing it past Binnington. And the Hawks now lead this game 5-2. Stunned silence here in St. Louis.
And with that, we are going to break out the Bandito again, celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. I think what happened is Jim Montgomery, the St. Louis Blues head coach, probably told Jordan Binnington that he was going to go in at the next TV timeout because Joel Hofer right now is sitting on the St. Louis bench. Another soft goal given up by a St. Louis goaltender. They're having a tough night, both goaltenders, Joel Hofer and Jordan Binnington, early on in the first minute or two of this second period.
So for Jason Dickinson, that's his first goal on the season. This has been just a crazy game. A real great pace to it and a fair amount of physicality. Here now from the slot, Suter fires a shot. That's wide to the Hawk net. In behind the net, Joseph checked off the puck. Renzel took it for the Hawks to Mikheyev just inside the Hawk line. He'll backhand the puck to the Blues line. Tyler Tucker there, then gave up the puck to Ilya Mikheyev of the Hawks, and he'll backhand it down the boards in behind the Blues net. Jordan Binnington out to play it. Moving it up the left wing side. Here's Joseph at center ice. He'll skate ahead and then coughed up the puck. Burakovsky pokes it ahead. Colton Dock into the blue zone. Firing to the right circle, and a stick save made by Binnington. Kaiser at the left point. Sent the puck down to Colton Dock, back of the net. Dock will now move it back out to Kaiser, left point. He delays and fires, and that's blocked in front by Tucker. Tucker now bats the puck ahead to center ice, and Wyatt Kaiser will take it back in front of the benches. Kaiser center rink wide, intended for Bedard. Taken back, however, by the Blues. Here's Suter to center ice. Will dump the puck in behind the Hawk net off the inboards. Wyatt Kaiser there to get it. The Blues and Hawks have been making line changes. Levchinov for the pass ahead. Bedard to the Blues line. He'll dump the puck into the St. Louis zone. Get off on a change. Parayko sends it ahead now at center ice. Fowler will carry the puck into the Hawk zone, but we get a whistle as the Blues come across offside. We have 9:20 left in the second period here in St. Louis. It's 5-2 in favor of the Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Connor Murphy. Puck drops here. WGN Radio, home of the Chicago Blackhawks.
What do the Blackhawks and United Airlines have in common? The next generation has arrived, and the future looks bright. New planes are joining the United Airlines fleet every week, decked out with Bluetooth connectivity, screens and power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to fit everyone's carry-on. Book your next trip on the United app or united.com today. United Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Chris Chelios. What are you sipping tonight? El Bandito Yankee is a new ultra-premium tequila that is 100% pure and natural with no additives. Just 100% blue agave. El Bandito Yankee Tequila is the most flavorful blue Weber agave in the world. Now available at Benny's, Mariano's, Jewel, and Woodman's. Go to elbanditoyankee.com to learn more about what makes us so damn good.
Across Chicago, too many hockey fans struggle to afford the basic necessities. That's why the Salvation Army is assisting those in need all season long. Salvation Army locations across the region are reporting unprecedented demand in communities they've served for decades. Economic hardship and limited access to public assistance have driven more people to their doors in search of emergency support. At the Salvation Army, it's their goal to make sure our neighbors are cared for every day. Go to salarmychicago.org and make a difference tonight.
Before and after every Bears game, tune into Happen OB right here on 720 WGN. It's go time. Sponsored by your local Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado, official truck partner of the Chicago Bears.
Charlie Romeliotis and John Weideman back here in St. Louis. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, only 95 calories. Flight, the next generation of beer.
And don't forget to stay tuned for the Flight by Yingling Chicago Blackhawks radio postgame show. Flight by Yingling. Flight is the next generation of light beer, as Charlie told you, and I will echo those sentiments. Get a whistle stopping play. They're going to face it off again at center ice. Jack Heinrich will be the man steering the ship in the postgame show because Charlie's down here with me. We're having a good time, too. Why not? 5-2 favor the Hawks with 9:15 left in the second. Braden Shen wins this faceoff from the center ice faceoff dot. Back into the blue zone. Philip Broberg angles the pass up the left wing side. Off the stick of Dylan Holloway and down behind the net. Vlasic will now guide it to hit Frank Nazar center ice to Tyler Bertuzzi. He's over the Blues line on the left wing. Hit by Holloway, but shovels the puck down behind the net. And then Broberg chops it off of Teuvo Teravainen, and the puck deflects up into the protected netting. So a whistle stops play here, and a face-off will be inside the blue zone in the circle to Bennington's left.
Feels like Artem Levchinov has had a really strong game. He's had an opportunity on the power play in the first period, and then Connor Bedard set him up really beautifully a few minutes prior to Jason Dickinson's goal. Nice to see Levchinov bounce back after the scratch in the home opener. I think going with 7 defensemen, wise decision by Jeff Blashill to make sure that he's putting Levchinov in situations to shelter his minutes and put him more in those offensive situations to build up his confidence.
One of the things I liked about his play, Charlie, is down here in the corner to our right, he finished a check pretty vigorously on one of the Blues players. I don't think I've seen him play that physically. And it's a good sign. I think it's all part of brimming confidence or getting that confidence level up to the point where you're not second-guessing yourself. A little bit of delay here down at the penalty timekeeper bench. I'm not exactly sure what they're looking at. Referee Wes McCauley standing in front of the open door to the Blackhawks penalty box, glaring in intently at the guys that handle the clock. I don't think this is a clock malfunction. Well, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But the Blackhawks on draws here. They've been bested by the Blues for the game, but here in the second period, I think they've been a little bit better and got more of their share, a little more puck possession.
And the Hawks haven't beaten St. Louis in 5 games. They're 0-4-1 in their last 5 games against the Blues. So a nice first 30 minutes of hockey here for Chicago.
Well, they got to close the deal. They, at one point in a game not long ago, they led the Blues. I think it was 6-3.
Yep.
The Blues came back and won that game 7-6. So these games are never completely finished off or out of the possibility of a win or a loss.
That was the game that Connor Bedard scored on the Michigan.
Was that game? Yeah. Now in front of the Hawk net, look out. Suter grabs a pass, turns around, fires a backhander. That's blocked. Järväinen lifts the puck across the rink, just short of the Blues blue line. Sam Renzel takes the puck for the Hawks, clears it down ice into the blue zone. The Hawks hurriedly trying to make a line change here. They may get caught in it. Logan Mayo with the puck. Hands it on the left wing side. Broberg, Blues line, missing on a pass up ice, but no icing will be called as the puck deflects behind the Hawk net. Matt Grzelcyk passing over to Connor Murphy. He lifts the puck to the Blues blue line. Justin Falk took it there. Product of the University of Minnesota at Duluth, a school that produces a lot of defensemen. Jake Neighbors in the right corner, Hawk zone, out to Falk. A drive, glove save made by Arvid Soderblom. Made it look easy. He'll hold on to it there. Whistle stops play. Hawks have outshot the Blues 18-11. Kind of an uncharacteristic total for these two teams, Charlie. You mentioned the record. The Blackhawks have not beaten the Blues in the last 5, and they've had very little success down here in this building. I think the Blues are 10-1-1 in their last 12 in this building.
Yeah, well, looking at the hits, Blues are leading 21-7, and I feel like that's indicative of St. Louis just hasn't had the puck very much in this game, and I think that's why you're seeing the Blackhawks lead in the shot total 18-11. Uncharacteristic of St. Louis, but you know that they come in waves, and so you definitely cannot take your foot off the gas pedal against this team.
And one of the reasons for what you just said is Jason Dickinson's face-off prowess. He wins this one against Thomas. Far corner Hawk zone, got the puck to Kaiser. He'll lift it through everybody and down ice into the blue zone. Tyler Tucker back behind his net. Driving it around up the near side. Connor Murphy intercepts in front of the penalty boxes and dumps it back down in behind the Blues net off the boards. Tucker's got it there. Steps out. Moves it ahead to the Hawk blue line. Kaiser deflects it off the glass in behind the Hawk net. Dickinson came out with a puck, and he'll skate it ahead to center ice. Jason Dickinson brought it to the 12th storm of the Ontario Hockey League. Drops it back. Kaiser to Mikheyev in the slot. He'll wipe it toward the net. That deflects over top. Dickinson bats the puck free behind the Blues net. Tucker got to it there. Spun it around to the right wing boards. Louis Crevier shot it back in behind the net. That was intended for Ryan Donato. Thomas ends up with the puck for the Blues. Back through center into the Hawk zone. Robert Thomas to the right wing corner. Their leading scorer from last year. Shot the puck around to the left point to Fowler. Down to Thomas now in the left wing corner. Back to Fowler at the left point. Fowler had a pair of goals in his 1,000th career game at Wrigley Field in the Winter Classic. Now Holloway behind the net. Walks in front, tried to send the puck. That's into the skates of Mikheyev. Poked out of there, but Fowler's got it in the left wing corner. Here's Cam Fowler. Back out to the blue line, left point. Will hear a turn. He'll float it toward the net. That hit Kaiser in the back, standing in front of the net. Here's Kaiser beside the Hawk net. Bank pass up to right wing Donato. He redirects the puck down to the right wing corner blue zone. Fowler to get it. Chased out of there by Connor Bedard. Fowler launches a pass up the right wing that misses Kyrou. And a quick pass across the rink by Grzelcyk into the blue zone. Burakovsky cut it over. And this is into the heels of Doc. Kyrou took it away, and the Blues come out of their end. Holloway into the Hawk zone. Holloway to the left circle. Weaving down behind the net. Tried to center. This is past Kyrou and down ice into the blue zone. The Hawks will get a much-needed line change here as the Blues get the puck back.
Oh, what a pass by Connor Bedard to Andre Burakovsky, who tried to get it over to Colton Dock, but the pass went into the skates of Colton. Would have liked to see Burakovsky shoot that puck and try to extend this lead to 4 late here in the second period.
Right in the right wing corner, Hawk zone. Kyrou there to the puck. Had it chipped off his stick, held in by the Blues. And Mayo fires a shot from the right point that deflects up and into the protective netting. Whistle stopping play. 5:16 left in the second here in St. Louis. It's 5-2 in favor of the Blackhawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Marquette Bank has been Chicagoland's neighborhood bank for 80 years. 80 years is a long time. Marquette Bank is here to help you build savings, buy a home, plan for retirement. Marquette Bank is here to help you achieve your financial goals. When you bank with Marquette Bank, good things happen for you and your neighborhood. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 462926.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, with our biggest sale ever. Furnaces from $39 a month. Furnace and air conditioning combos from $59 a month. Plus 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Four Seasons guaranteed to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
At Motorworks in Barrington, 6 iconic brands come together to meet all your automotive needs. From BMW and Mercedes-Benz to Cadillac, Porsche, Honda, and Infiniti, their showroom offers an unmatched selection. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned, or simply need trusted care for your current vehicle, Motorworks has you covered. Visit today and see why Chicagoland drivers have trusted Motorworks in Barrington for decades. A proud member of the Mergado Automotive Group. Motorworks.com.
It's Ryan Donato. Listen to John Landecker, weeknights at 7 on WGN Radio.
Hey, Blackhawks fans, want to suit up like the pros? Now you can. The brand new Centennial jersey is here. Whether you're at the arena, watching with friends, or repping the Hawks around town, this is the jersey to celebrate our 100-year legacy in style. Don't wait. You can grab yours today in stores or online at cbhshop.com.
They're pretty cool. The Hawks have worn them at least one time this year, and I like them. I think they tweaked it really nicely. It's a classic sweater anyway, but they did a really nice job with it. Louis Crevier in your corner, Hawks zone. Set a pass up the right wing. Ilya Mikheyev at center ice. He shot it across the rink. Dickinson from the benches. Tried to flip it rink wide. Picked off by the Blues. Nathan Walker jumps the puck to the right corner, Hawks zone. Texier in to get it for St. Louis. Around to the left half boards. He'll fire from there. And then hit Bukestad. He and Louis Crevier battle for the puck behind the net. Bukestad wraps it in front of the net with a backhander. To the left wing boards it goes to Texier. He had it stripped away by Ilya Mikheyev of the Hawks. He sticks the puck off the right side boards into the blue zone, then finishes his check on Mayo behind the net. As the puck is shot down ice now by Broberg. Taken back by Rinzel of the Hawks. Put it in over the Blues line. Here's Burakovsky to the net, whacking at the puck. Binnington kept it away with the pad. Texier in the near corner. Began his NHL career with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Trying to pin the puck is Texier with his skate. Ryan Green reaching in with the blade of his stick, trying to stab it out of there. And it does come free. Broberg back in the net. Caught by Lucas Reichel. Hawks get the puck back. Burakovsky then coughed it up in the corner, and Nathan Walker will skate the puck to center. Walker dumping the puck off the right side boards and down behind the Hawk net. Then he ran into Ranzel from behind and then centers the puck. Hit the stick of Soderblom, who gave it to Burakovsky, who then turned the puck over. Pavel Buchnevich, left point. Slings it down behind the net all the way around to the right point to Parayko. The Fowler high slot. Fires a skipping shot down the slot. That was tuned out of there. Thomas in the left wing corner, mishandled the puck, lost it. Parayko got it back along the left boards to Thomas. Put it in front of the net. Burakovsky tried to knock it out of there. And then a sweeping poke check there by Vlasic. Knocks the puck down to the Blues blue line. 3:15 left in the second. 5-2 in favor of the Hawks. Thomas takes a pass into the Hawk zone, top of the left circle. Put it in front of the net, and it deflects up into the glove of Arvid Soderblom, and he'll hold on. As the Blues were all trying to jostle Hawk players out of position, grab a loose puck and stick it home. And a great save made there by Arvid, falling down on his belly and getting his glove out in the nick of time.
This puck was like a pinball machine in front. It hit a couple skates. Robert Thomas with a beautiful backhand pass. He is legitimately one of the best passers in the entire NHL. A big save by Arvid Soderblom late in this second period. I want to make sure that if you're the Hawks, try to get out of this period with the score the same. You don't want St. Louis to get one here late and go into the intermission with some sort of momentum.
Time now for the Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric Face-Off. For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons. It'll be in the circle to Soderblom's left. Dickinson facing off for the Hawks against Jordan Kyrou of the Blues, and Dickinson wins another. To Kaiser in the corner. Tried to flip it out of the zone. This ends up just inside the line. Now Nazar plays it back to Kaiser. Bank pass up the left wing. Teravainen center ice, front of the benches. Dumps the puck to the right wing corner, blue zone. Broberg to get the puck. Head to Kyrou. He'll pass to center ice. Bertuzzi took it back to the Hawks. Breaks into the blue zone. Down the left wing. A tough angle shot and the shoulder save made by Bennington. And the puck deflects up into the protected netting. 2:39 left in the second period. Still 5-2 in favor of the Hawks. The shot's now 20-13 favoring the Blackhawks.
Looking at the face-offs, John, the Hawks have won 52% of their draws tonight. We mentioned how St. Louis is one of the better teams in that face-off department. The Hawks came into this game with a face-off win percentage of 41%, so a nice improvement in this area. Jason Dickinson leading the way for Chicago. He's won 6 of his 9.
Now play at center ice. Bertuzzi backhands the puck down the right side boards in behind the Blues net. Little handoff there by Bennington to Fowler. He even lost the puck to the far boards. Teravainen flips it back in behind. Bertuzzi along the near boards to Teravainen, top of the right circle. To Levshinoff, right point. Put it down to the corner for Bertuzzi, who fell kind of awkwardly there, but kept the puck alive. Teravainen, right point. Tried to move it back to Levshinoff. This is picked off by Walker. Into the Hawk zone, left wing side. Walker, top of the circle, dropping it off for Bukestad. Bukestad then lost the puck off a poke check from Levshinoff. Bukestad got the puck back in the left corner, swings it behind the net up the far side. Bertuzzi takes a hit as he unloads the puck down into the blue zone. And we may get a scrap, but they continue to play in the Hawk zone. Bertuzzi looked like he caught the hip of one of the Blues players in kind of a bad spot. He's ailing out there right now. Levshinoff tried to clear the puck. It's now taken away by Colton Dock. Dock to center ice on the right wing. Will fling it down the boards in behind the Blues net. Bennington out to play it into the near corner. And Jimmy Snuggerud will move it ahead to center ice. Snuggerud now to Joseph at the Hawk blue line. We get a whistle. This play is offside. You're hearing boos coming down from the crowd here in St. Louis. They're not chanting Blues, they're chanting boo.
Well, the last time the Blues were in this building was their home opener, and the Blues got handed a 5-0 loss to Minnesota. So it's the second home game of the season for the St. Louis Blues, and they haven't had much to cheer for in these 2 games so far.
Yeah. They're pretty good on the road in their trip out west. Back inside the Blues end. Broberg passing ahead. Braden Shen at center ice. Played over 1,000 NHL games. Saskatoon native. Put the puck behind the Hawk net. Came out to Broberg in the left circle. And he fires. And Soderblom will stop it with the glove and then plop on it with the blocker hand and hold it. And the whistle will stop play. We're down to 56 seconds left in the second frame. Still 5-2 in favor of the Hawks. Face-off will be now in the circle to Soderblom's right. Blues do an excellent job when it comes to the forechecking part of their game. Sometimes, however, they can get a little overzealous and put themselves in bad positions, and fast teams can take advantage of it.
Yep. Braden Shen's taking this face-off for the Blues in the Winter Classic game at Wrigley Field. Shen dropped the gloves with Nick Foligno, and after the game, Shen said, I just wanted to fight because I wanted to have a memorable experience at Wrigley Field fighting at center ice. I don't think I'd ever do that in my career. So he just said, let's go, Nick. And Nick said, sure, why not?
Nick obliged. He wanted to fire his bench up too, so it worked out.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a win-win for both sides.
Guys came away none the worse for wear. No damage done. And I'm sure the crowd at Wrigley enjoyed the tilt. 30 seconds left in the period. Ryan Green working the puck free up the right wing boards. Burakovsky gets it off the glass down into the blue zone. Parayko between the circles with a pass up the right wing. Shen at center ice, front of the benches. To Fowler over the Hawk line left wing. To Holloway along the left boards. To the high slot. Parayko shoots. And a glove save made by Soderblom, who calmly tosses the puck into the right wing corner, expecting a teammate to be there. Nobody was. Kyrou took it away to Holloway right corner with 3. To Parayko right point. Pounds a knuckleball toward the net. In and out of the glove of Soderblom and wide. And the horn ends play here in period number 2. Very, very interesting, says I, Charlie. The Hawks scored all 3 goals in the frame. And they, so far in the game, they've outshot the St. Louis Blues. Shot totals 20-15 in favor of the Hawks. And they'll head into the third period looking to hang on to the deal, or hang on to the lead anyway, and close the deal. And so far, they've earned it. They've played very well.
This has easily been the Blackhawks' best performance through 2 periods in any game this season. You have to like what you're seeing out of Chicago. The third line looks dominant, picking up where they left off from the last game. Lucas Reichel drawing into the lineup for Nick Foligno. Wasn't even supposed to play tonight, but ends up having 2 goals in this game, and I think he's been one of the most noticeable forwards, even outside the 2 goals. Then you got goals from Frank Nazar, Jason Dickinson. I mean, it's been a really strong effort by Chicago. Now, if you're on the St. Louis side, you're thinking, we have not gotten great goaltending tonight. So the Hawks have certainly capitalized in that department, but I think the Hawks are skating well. You mentioned one of the keys of the game of St. Louis. They do a really good job of suckering you into playing their game. The Hawks have not done that. The Hawks have stayed disciplined. They haven't been involved in much of the scrums. You see that the hits, I don't even know what they are right now. Last I saw, they were 21-7. It is now 23-9 in favor of St. Louis. So St. Louis is trying to play their game. The Hawks aren't allowing, or the Hawks aren't getting suckered into that, and they're playing their own game, and I think it's working for them.
It's not uncommon to come to St. Louis and see the hits get a little lopsided. The Blues love to play that game, but I go back to what I said. You know, when they forecheck, sometimes they're a little overzealous. They get themselves out of position, and a fast team can take advantage of that. I think the Hawks have done that here tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned, too, St. Louis, how good of a team they are in the transition and on the power play. And fortunately for Chicago, they have not. Only 55 seconds of power play time for the Blues through 2 periods. So Hawks are staying disciplined in this game.
I think they've got to maintain that disposition all the way to the end of this night here tonight, Charlie. It's pretty easy to get sucked into it down here because the Blues, they play a physical brand, and they do tend to lure you into those kinds of confrontations. And if you respond, you end up being the guy that takes the penalty. The old saying goes, they never see the first one, but they never miss the second one.
And it's important, too, if you're the Hawks, to keep the foot on the gas pedal, because too many times over the last several years in this building, it feels like the Blues have made comebacks. Right. We mentioned that the Connor Bedard, when he scored the Michigan goal, I think the Hawks had a 3-goal lead in the third period. They squandered it last year in the game right before the Four Nations tournament. The Hawks had a 2-0 lead in this building and ended up losing in a 10-round shootout. So the Blues are capable of coming back in this game, even though they're down by 3 goals. So you want to keep the pedal to the metal if you're Chicago.
All right. I think that's an excellent recipe. Let's hope the boys can follow it. Well, 2 periods in the books. Blackhawks 5, the Blues 2. Jack Heinrich is standing by in Blackhawks Central. He'll have a full intermission report for you good folks. And then third period action will ensue. Will the Blackhawks pick up their first road win of the season? Find out in a little while. Right now, we send it back to the station, and Jack Heinrich will have your intermission right after you hear these messages. This is Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
Whether you're on the field or on the ice, the best way to bet is with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips, Circus Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees, ever. Other books may charge you just to get on the field, but with Circus Sports, every play is yours to call. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Cooler temps means fall is here, and it's time to get ready for the Blackhawks and the Bulls, live on Chicago Sports Network. Visit subscribe.chsn.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial of their all-access plan, which gives you over 300 live games per year. Catch every basket and every goal from your mobile device, television, or wherever you want to watch. CHSN is your home for the Blackhawks and the Bulls all season long. Chicago Sports Network, your home stream advantage.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds, like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end November 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Coker Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of the Workers' Mike radio show, right here on WGN. Coker Insurance Group works closely with the labor community, providing all service and support for the member families of the Midwest Coalition of Labor and its insurance offerings. Coker Insurance Group provides custom insurance programs and expertise with all types of insurance for businesses, including property, casualty, and group benefits. Discover why clients love working with the team at Coker Insurance Group. Visit cokergroup.com, KOCHER Group.com.
The Village of Addison is hosting its first ever Oktoberfest. Join the fun Friday, October 17th and Saturday, October 18th from 6 to 10 p.m. on the Village Green. Admission is free. Savor authentic German food, enjoy seasonal beers, and dance to live music inside a heated tent. Plus, explore Addison's rich history at the Historical Museum from 6 to 8 p.m., featuring special presentations that bring early German settlers to life. Don't miss the excitement of Addison's inaugural Oktoberfest. Visit ithappensinAddison.com for details.
The professionals at Plumbers 911 Chicago are ready to answer your call. They'll get your plumbing job done right the first time. Their phones are open 24/7, 1-833-PLUM-911.
Time for a break. It's intermission time. That's a wrap. Here's Charlie Remiliotis with your intermission update.
Jack Heinrich filling in for Charlie Remiliotis. Charlie out in St. Louis with John Weideman calling a 5-2 lead for the Blackhawks over the Blues right now. What a second period for Chicago. 3 goals. They really put their foot on the gas and took it to the Blues there. They pulled Joel Hofer and brought in Jordan Binnington, and then Jason Dickinson welcomed him to the game with a goal. So Hawks scoring a bunch, and they are currently out shooting the Blues, which is something they haven't done a lot of this year. 20-15. The hits are in favor of the Blues, as you heard Charlie say, 23-9. But Blackhawks doing everything else really well. 2-2 was the score at the end of one, and now it is 5-2 for the Blackhawks, and keep that foot on the gas and keep rolling and try to get their first road win of the year and second straight win. But through 40 minutes, this has been a very impressive performance for the Blackhawks, and really just putting it all together. So we'll get into more of that with Charlie after we look around the NHL and around the sports world. Only 4 games tonight, including the Blackhawks, so 3 other ones. 2 have already been final. The Sabres got a much-needed win, 8-4 over the Senators earlier today, and then the game before the Hawks on TNT, the Red Wings beat the Panthers 4-1. Patrick Kane getting a goal for Detroit in their victory. And then another game in progress right now. The Utah Mammoth in their home opener scored 2 goals in the second period. They lead 2-1 over the Flames. They're out shooting the Flames 28-8. They're through 2 periods in the second intermission, but dominance there from Utah. They got the 2-1 lead. First home opener as the Utah Mammoth. So their first home game with the new name out there in Utah. Other NHL news, Brady Tkachuk injured his right hand and will miss at least 4 weeks for Ottawa. Tough blow there for their captain. And another injury for the Panthers, Dmitry Kulikov will be out 5 months with an upper body injury. The Panthers are already without Alexander Barkov, Matthew Tkachuk, and Thomas Noosick. And then over in New Jersey, the Devils, Jacob Markstrom will be out for a couple of weeks with a lower body injury, says head coach Sheldon Keefe. So some tough injury news on the front around the NHL. Elsewhere in the sports world, playoff baseball, ALCS Game 3 is over. The Blue Jays blew out the Mariners 13-4 to take Game 3. Mariners still hold a 2-1 series lead, but the road team, believe it or not, has won all 3 games so far in the ALCS. Tomorrow, the NLCS shifts to LA. Dodgers have a 2-0 lead over the Brewers. That game will be tomorrow night in LA. More baseball news. Gold Glove finalists announced. The Cubs had 6 finalists. Pitcher Matthew Boyd, Ian Happ, Nico Horner, Carson Kelly, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Matt Shaw. All finalists. The winners will be announced in early November, but 6 finalists for the Cubs for the Gold Glove. A strong defensive season for the Northsiders and looking to take home some hardware because of it. 5-2 is our score down in St. Louis. We'll take a break and bring in Charlie Remiliotis to talk about a very exciting second period. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on 720 WGN.
It's Chris Cuomo from News Nation. The Blackhawks play here on WGN Radio.
Hey, Jeremy Roenick here. You know, I played in an era that was tough, gritty, old school. But I got major respect for the next generation of hockey. The speed, the skill, the precision. That's what I see in Flight by Yingling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, clean, crisp, real beer flavor without the heaviness. This is the light beer that keeps up with the modern game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Driving, it's just better in a Porsche. Find yours at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2025 Porsche Cayenne. And right now, lease the 2025 Macan for only $949 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. 7,469 route signing. Excludes tax, title, license, and dock fee. No security deposit required. Expires 10/31/25.
The Lutheran Hour began in 1930. It's the world's longest running Christian outreach radio program. Tune in Sunday mornings at 6:30 right here on WGN.
Back here in the second intermission, 5-2, Blackhawks lead the Blues. We're running out of time here, so we'll bring in Charlie Romeliotis in St. Louis. And how about that period, Charlie? Pretty good addition there to that strong first period.
Oh, for sure. This has been a great hockey game for all of us to be staying up to watch and listen. Terrific second period by the Blackhawks, scoring those 3 goals. Reichel, Nazar, Dickinson. Did not see Reichel deflect that third goal by Chicago. I thought it was Alex Vlasic, but Lucas Reichel has been awesome in this game. I think he only has 8 minutes of ice time. 8:01 of ice time exactly, but he's been so noticeable. He needed a game like this to build his confidence, and I think it's filtering in throughout the rest of the roster and his line specifically, whoever that third winger is.
Yeah, it really noticeable. He did just get a piece of that Alex Vlasic shot, but so he's got 2 goals, looking really good for the Hawks, and that's a big positive for them with him drawing in. Charlie, 3 goals. What I liked was they came out and kind of just set the tone. They got that quick goal from Reichel, and then Frank Nazar is just, his personality is just exploding right now. He's on social media. Me and Eli Burke, the producer tonight, we're watching the Blackhawks TikTok, and he was talking about how he cuts his sandwiches and everything, and he's just going viral. I love that celebration. He goes in the goal, gets knocked down, and then gets up and just starts celebrating by himself.
He's such a character, and the way he's performing on the ice, it feels like he's freed up Connor Bedard too, that has taken some attention away from Connor, because now Frank Nazar is getting media attention, and he was the guy that was getting interviewed by TNT before the game today and poking fun at Biz for bringing up that why did you bring up my fight on my first TNT interview? Like, he's just an awesome character, and his celebration after scoring that goal was hilarious. He emerges from the bottom of the pile and just starts celebrating, then kind of turns around and he's like, I should probably skate back and help my teammates that are fighting for me. But he's been so fun to watch in this early going for the Blackhawks, and I think his personality is so infectious, and he's such a lovable guy inside that locker room. It's been fun to watch Nazar, and he finds the back of the net for his second goal of the season, and hopefully he continues to do what he's been doing in the early part of this season.
You and John have talked about how the Blackhawks have lost some leads down in St. Louis. What are you looking for in the third period from them?
Yeah, I don't want them to sit back on their heels and try to protect the lead. If you're the Hawks, try to do exactly what you've been doing in the first 40 minutes and be relentless on the forecheck and play aggressive. Try to score the 6th goal rather than preventing the 3rd goal, if that makes sense. Like, don't sit back and play a prevent defense, because St. Louis, they can come at you in waves. And so if you're the Hawks, keep the foot on the gas pedal and try to get that next one, because that'll really deflate the sails of St. Louis.
All right, sounds good, Charlie. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, sounds good.
All right, that's Charlie Romeliotis. Him and John Weideman have the call of the third period between Blackhawks and Blues. Blackhawks leading 5-2. We'll get you set for the third. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The NHL is officially back, and right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Put your first bet in the back of the net on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the Chicago Blackhawks. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Chicago fans, when the game's on the line, there's no time to waste.
Same goes for selling your house. At Jeff Buys Your House, we make it fast, easy, and stress-free.
No drawn-out showings, no waiting for months on the market.
Just a fair cash offer from a veteran-owned company that puts people first.
Don't let the clock run out. Choose the trusted source. Visit jeffbuysyourhouse.com and score your easy offer today.
Hey, listen up, Chicago. When you're looking for replacement windows and doors, don't put your trust in a company. Put it in a family.
Next Door and Window is local and family owned. We've been serving Chicago homeowners for over 23 years. Right now, get 50% off installation and 0 interest and 0 payments for 12 months.
So when you're looking for window and door experts you can trust, call 844-600-NEXT or visit nextwindow.com today.
We are right next door.
One of the most successful sculptors in American history was Chicago's own Richard Hunt, with hundreds of pieces on display around the country. Now a stunning exhibition of his work has opened at the Loyola University Museum of Art. Freedom in Form, Richard Hunt looks back at 6 decades of transforming metal into symbols of hope and power. Springfield's Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum created this unique blend of art and history, which can be seen at Luma through November 15th.
Schedule your annual gas or electric fireplace inspection now. Call Lindemann Chimney Heating and Cooling. Mention WGN and get $100 off. Visit lindemann.com today.
It's the final 20. The third period's just ahead. Here's Jack Heinrich with your recap.
Blackhawks scored 3 times in that third period, and they have a 5-2 lead. What's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Keep your foot on the gas, leave no doubt, and come home with their first road win of the season. For the third period, we'll send it out to John Weideman and Charlie Romeliotis down in St. Louis.
Thank you, Jack. John is hustling back here as the third period is about to start. Yeah, keep the foot on the gas pedal is right. The last time, actually, I don't think the last time the Hawks were in this building, the St. Louis came back. It was the Four Nations game that the Hawks were up 2-0 in that game in the first period, and then 5-4 in the third period. And St. Louis forced overtime, then won in a 10-round shootout. So hopefully, if you're Chicago, I was telling Jack, John, if you're the Blackhawks, try to get the 6th goal rather than preventing St. Louis to get the 3rd. Jack.
The second they change their style of play and become defensive, Steve and I talked about this, and I know you were part of the conversation too. Our last home game, you get into a defensive mode, it's like playing prevent defense that prevents you from winning. So don't change a thing as far as I'm concerned. By the way, Charlie, did I mention how good the Brownies were here in St. Louis?
That's why you were a few seconds late getting here, because you came back with are there 2 in here? It's a wrap. It's wrapped.
There's a few.
So you got one for me too, and one for you, one for me?
No, those are designed to get me Husband of the Year points. My wife Kelly is going to be the recipient of, I think, most of those. She'll probably take them to work tomorrow. And,
so 2 for neither of us. What the heck?
Well, okay. Maybe I'll give you a little sliver. Okay. It's the kind of guy I am, you know. Underway here in the third period. Hawks control the puck. Rinzel behind the net. Nice pass around with the right wing, Burakovsky. Hands it off Bedard over the Blues line. Sends it across the rink. In the left wing corner, Vlasic takes a hit, but pokes the puck behind the net. That was intended for Colton Dock. Picked off by the Blues, and here they come up ice. Hofer back in net for St. Louis. Into the Hawk zone. Parenko fires a shot from the high slot. That's into the glove of Arvid Soderblom. He'll hold on. Whistle stopping play. Face off in the circle to Arvid's right. And apparently Jim Montgomery, head coach of the Blues, might have had a talk with his young goaltender and said, we expect better out of you, and he's given Hofer a second chance. Good on Jim Montgomery.
Well, it's one of those things where maybe it's like sitting a player for a period where it's like, hey, just regroup. We'll send you back out there for the third period.
Right.
And Jordan Binnington obviously let up the softie too on Jason Dickinson's goal, so he wasn't playing any better. And so get the young goaltender back in here in a game where you're probably going to need Jordan Binnington in the next start. So let Joel Hofer finish this one off for St. Louis.
Blues on the attack. Falk at center ice. Carries in over the Hawk line down the right wing. One hands a shot in on goal, and a stick save made by Soderblom. Play opens up. The Hawks come back 3-on-2, led by Dickinson over the Blues line. Drop past McKay. Put it in the slot. Crevier fires. Hofer down with a butterfly. So rebound scores. Ryan Donato with his first goal of the season. He moved to the top of the crease, and as Hofer made the first save, he left the rebound down by his right heel, and there was Donato to poke it home. The Hawks lead 6-2 with 18:43 left in period number 3.
What a shot by Louis Crevier. Ryan Donato's first attempt was stopped by Joel Hofer, and he looked down and couldn't find it. It was behind his right pad, and Donato knew that the puck squirted loose, dove for it, whacked it in. Hawks up 6-2. And with that, thank God we're not driving home, because we're going to break out the Bandito again, celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila.
Well, this should be Donato from Crevier at 1:17 of period number 3, and a 6-2 lead for the Blackhawks. And Ilya Mikheyev picking up the second assist, as you just heard. So good effort by the boys all night long. They haven't taken their foot off the gas at all, Char. If anything, they might have, let's say, intensified things a little bit. And they're in control of this game. A 4-goal margin over the St. Louis Blues with 18:30 left in period number 3. As we get back to the play, Connor Murphy, right point blue zone. Snaps the shot over the net. Around the glass to Bertuzzi, left wing corner. He spins it back in behind. Nazar pinned to the ice by Mayu of the Blues as the Blues come out of their end. Bukestad to center ice. The son of Scott Bukestad dumps the puck deep into the Hawk zone. And we get a whistle. Icing's going to be the call here to St. Louis. Hawks will get a line change. The Blues will have to stick their same 5 out there and stay with them. Face-off will be in the circle to Hofer's left.
I was scanning some of the commentary on social media from all the hockey fans that are tuning in to watch this game, and it feels like a lot of them are saying the Hawks seem fun to watch this year, which we haven't been able to say the last couple of years. And I think being on TNT in the national game tonight, hockey fans are able to watch the young talent that the Hawks have, but also the identity that they're developing and standing up for each other. And it's been fun to watch, and I think as the season goes along, the Hawks are going to be much more watchable to those that didn't watch Hawks games last year.
I think the NHL is a better league when the original 6 teams, particularly the original 6 teams that are in major cities, Rangers, the Blackhawks, Toronto, Montreal, like that, when they're involved in the process and they're key players, I think the NHL is really so much of a better league. We get an offside called against the Hawks at the Blues line. Connor Bedard got ahead of the puck, so they'll face it off back at center ice. So one thing Jeff Blashill, I've noticed, one thing that he's done here tonight, he has kept everybody involved. He has rotated lines quickly. He hasn't allowed guys to stay out there for 45 seconds, a minute, 15 seconds. He's keeping those lines fresh.
And it helps, too, when you got a guy like Lucas Reichel who's really stepping up. And we talked about how impactful the third line was in the last game. You know what you're going to get out of the top 6, but then you add a guy like Lucas Reichel and Ryan Green to that 4th line, and when all 4 lines are rolling, that's easy as a head coach to just start, just first line, second line, third line. You can just roll them out there without thinking about it.
Now Falk intercepts an outlet pass at the Hawk line, right point, spins it down behind the net. Connor Murphy wraps it up the far side. Mikheyev then shot the puck in front of the Hawk net. Matt Grisick will stick it up the left wing side, and this deflects down in behind the Blues net. The goaltender Hofer out to play it, but then lost the puck along the half boards. Jason Dickinson firing from there. That goes wide. Now loose puck to the near corner. Dickinson tried to bat it back to the point. It lays in the corner. Justin Falk of the Blues. Shot a pass ahead for Walker in the Hawk zone. This banks off the end boards to Walker along the left side boards, and then he lost the puck to the Hawks. And now Dickinson will send it back up the right side at center ice to Bertuzzi. He deflects it from in front of the benches down behind the Blues net. Hofer plays it on the near side. to Parayko. Head to Kyrou over the Hawk line to the right wing corner. Then in behind the net. Fed a pass up the slot. Deflects to the left point. Fowler. He sends it to the right point to Parayko. Put it down to Holloway, back of the Hawk net. Dylan Holloway, University of Wisconsin product. Back to Parayko. Hammers a shot from the right point that goes wide. Fowler, a shot from the left point, deflects wide. This puck in the right wing corner. Braden Shen. Here's Kyrou behind the net. Fed it out to the line. Held in by Holloway. Down to Kyrou, right corner. He bats it back out to the high slot. This deflects out to center ice, and the Blues have to regroup. Cam Fowler, originally a number 1 pick of the Anaheim Ducks way back in the day. He was drafted at Staples Center in Los Angeles to a chorus of boos, by the way. Fowler passing it ahead to Buchnevich into the Hawk zone down the right side. Tosses in front of the net. That goes wide on a deflection. Colton Dock back the other way. Banks it off the right side boards deep into the blue zone. Justin Falk behind the net. To Broberg in the far corner. Can't clear. Gorkowski took it away. To Colton Dock, right wing corner. Right to center the puck, picked off by Thomas. Head to Buchnevich, then to Jake Neighbors into the Hawk zone. He and Krevy are side by side. They both go into the corner. Oh, and then it looked like one of the Hawks caught a high stick in this area behind the net. It's Colton Dock. And the whistle will blow. And Jake Neighbors trying to mix it up with Wyatt Kaiser, who as of yet has not had an NHL fight. But he is face-to-face with Jake Neighbors, yapping away at one another. And the linesmen finally separate the two. Neighbors, a Calgary native. He's a pretty tough kid. Played for the Edmonton Oil Kings in the Western Hockey League. He's earned his stripes. Got a minor for a high stick.
Now Colton Dock drew the high sticking penalty here. The Hawks knew that they were going to get a power play, and Wyatt Kaiser just subtly went over to Robert Thomas and kind of gave him a little bit of a shove for the high stick, but he didn't want to be too aggressive to take away the Blackhawks Citgo power play. Score savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving. See if the Blackhawks can get the extra point here after a touchdown here.
You need a field goal, too, Charlie, just to make things interesting. Here's a shot to score! Teuvo Teravainen from the right circle. Took a saucer pass that originated from the left circle in the blue zone. That off the stick of Connor Bedard, and Teravainen drove it home. It's a Citgo power play goal, and it's now 7-2 in favor of the Hawks. Wow.
Well, the extra point is good, John. What a pass by Connor Bedard. Cross ice, went through 2 blue sticks, and Teravainen buries it on the power play. And with that, yet again, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. What a performance here by the Hawks here in St. Louis.
All right, that's it, Charlie. Give me your keys. You're not driving.
I don't have my keys. They're in my backpack. We're taking a bus to the airport after this.
Well, for Teuvo Teravainen, that's his second goal on the season. First on the power play from Connor Bedard. The Hawks 1 for 3 in the Citgo power play. They have just controlled this game. Nobody could have predicted that coming in here today.
So how about this? 3 primary assists for Alex Vlasic tonight. He's got 3 points.
Alex Vlasic, just happy to see him maturing into a solid, steady, dependable NHL defenseman. So happy that he's playing for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Just top to bottom, the Hawks have been. This is a game where you feel good about going back on the team playing, where it feels like everybody contributed in some way. Oh, we still got 14 minutes left in this game, but Hawks are rolling here in St. Louis in the third period.
Well, the building is starting to thin out a bit. A lot of people, this was a late starting time anyway, and a lot of people, I think, have decided that they've seen enough, and they're going to head for the exits.
Got school tomorrow.
Yeah, it's understandable. Now into the Hawk zone. Here's Texier firing one from the left circle, and that's gobbled up by Soderblom. He'll hold on. We get a whistle stopping play. All right, 13:57 left in period number 3. 7-2 in favor of the Hawks. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
After the end of a good fight, you deserve an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, the bigger the fight, the better the reward. You put in the hours, the energy, the tough labor. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis celebrate the legends of rock and roll with Paramount Theater's $1 Million Quartet. Spend a night out in downtown Aurora with hits like Blue Suede Shoes, Walk the Line, Great Balls of Fire, and many more. $1 Million Quartet. It's the hottest ticket in town. Get yours today at ParamountAurora.com.
It's Connor Murphy. Listen to John Williams weekday mornings at 10. Now back to the game.
Charlie Romeliotis and John Weideman here in St. Louis. Hawks up 7-2 on the Blues. Blackhawks fans, really quick, join us this Sunday, October 19th at the United Center as the Hawks wrap up the week at home against the Anaheim Ducks. The game will feature a Spencer Knight player pin giveaway for the first 10,000 fans, presented by United. Don't get shut out this weekend. Get your tickets now at Blackhawks.com.
Playing the song Freebird in the background there, Charlie. I don't know if you could identify the tune. It's a good tune. Face-off circle to the right of Arvid Soderblom. And that line that has been so dependable for the Blackhawks, the third line centered by Dickinson, with Mikheyev and Ryan Donato, they've really factored into the outcome of this game so far. Draw one by the Blues. Falk at the left point. Trying to fire a long shot from there, was blocked. And now a follow-up shot from Joseph. That goes high and wide of the net. In the right wing corner, Texier put it up the near boards, picked off by Ryan Donato. He'll chop the puck down to the Blues blue line. Justin Falk there. Head to Texier on the right wing. He shot it across the rink in front of the benches. Picked off by Mikheyev. He lifts the puck down into the blue zone. Tyler Tucker makes a pass ahead. Walker into the Hawk zone to Texier. Top of the right circle. Pumps it on goal. Pad save made by Soderblom. Loose puck along the far boards. Oh, and a nice play by Nazar to strip it away from Tyler Tucker. Carries into the blue zone, then lost the handle of the puck. And Falk will stick it ahead. And Joseph now tracking back into the blue zone behind the net with the puck. Hands it over to Tyler Tucker. Justin Falk back in the net. Pulls out the 7-iron. Lifts the puck through the air and down ice along the left wing boards. Hawk zone. Sam Renzel chasing it down. Will leave the puck behind the net. Alex Vlasic driving it around up the right side boards. Over the stick of Kyrou and out to center ice. Philip Broberg for St. Louis. Put the puck back into the Hawk zone to Shen along the right boards. To Holloway in the right wing corner. He was pushed into the boards there by Renzel. They battle for the puck. Bedard works it free, but the Blues get it. Kyrou in the right circle, jams it in front. Renzel hit one knee to block it. Loose puck taken out of there by Bertuzzi. He banks it off the left side boards, and this ricochets right in on goal. Hofer makes the save with the stick, and you hear the Bronx cheers in the background. The Blues fans letting him know they're not too happy with his performance just by leaving him with the Bronx cheer. Back in the blue zone. Broberg between the circles. To Mayo along the right boards. Here's Logan Mayo to center ice. Sent it off the right boards deep into the Hawk zone. It eludes Soderblom behind the net. Ends up in the left wing corner. Bukestad there. The Puce Suter. Sent it behind the net around to the near side. Parayko drops it at the right point. Snuggerud with a drive. That deflects through the goal crease and wide. Blues get it back. Parayko from the line fires a knuckleball, and that hits Suter beside the net. He and Kaiser were locked up in a battle. Kaiser now to the puck. Clearing it up the left side, not out of the zone. Swatted by Parayko down toward the net, and just deflects into the crease. And Soderblom will plop on it and hold on. We get a whistle with 11:27 now left in the third period. 7-2 in favor of the Chicago Blackhawks. A 7-goal explosion in this game here in St. Louis.
To continue the football references that we've been making today with the Hawks getting the extra point, did you know we had the CHSN producers who were looking this up? Monday night's win, the Blackhawks won and the Chicago Bears won. It was the first time they both won on a Monday night since October of 2006. I don't know if you remember this game, but it was the game where Devin Hester, it was the big comeback on Monday Night Football against the Arizona Cardinals, though. We let them off the hook. We thought we are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were. Dennis Green, head coach of Arizona.
The late great Dennis Green. And Chicago faced Colorado that night. Tony Granato was an assistant coach for the Avalanche the night the Blackhawks beat Colorado that night. So how about that?
How about that? Wow.
2006,
huh?
Yeah. So almost 20 years ago.
Well, on this date back in 2022, Sam Lafferty scored a pair of shorthanded goals for the Blackhawks in a game. It was a couple seasons ago. Sammy had a knack for scoring shorthanded. He's not allowed to get into the lineup here tonight. Jeff Blashill opting to go with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. And I think that decision has paid off handsomely, I might add. They saw circle to the left of Hofer in the blue zone. They dropped the puck already, but they're going to make him do it again. Shen against Colton Dock on the faceoff. Drop of the puck. Dock works it free. Broberg picks it up for the Blues and clears to center ice. Left Shen off front of the benches. Goes rink wide with a pass intended for Grizzly, but he never got to it. The Blues do. They come out of their end, led by Shen over the center ice circle, then over the Hawk line to Kyrou, top of the right circle. Guns a shot high and wide, and all he did there, Charlie, was start the Hawks breakout by moving the puck around the glass, wide of the net. Hawks do get possession in the blue zone. Here's Doc having the stick ripped out of his hand by Logan Mayo, but they're not going to call it, and the Blues come up out of their end. Holloway into the Hawk zone, dropping it to Shen, right point to Broberg, high slot. He shoots, and that's off the cheater portion of the glove of Arvid Soderblom and up into the protective netting. Whistle stopping play. They'll face it off in the Hawk zone in the circle to Soderblom's right.
Arvid Soderblom has made some nice saves in this game, but it's largely been a stress-free game for him, and it's nice to see the Hawks reciprocate the amount of times that Soderblom has stood on his head for the Blackhawks and didn't get the result. Now that the Hawks Arvid's been great tonight, but it's nice to see an offensive explosion that Arvid can kind of just sit back and do his thing and hopefully get a 2 points when they finish the job here in 10 minutes.
Inside the Hawk zone in the corner to Soderblom's left. Murphy takes a bump, put the puck behind the net. Bertuzzi winds it up the right side for Nazar, who became entangled with Snuggerud and went down. Blues get the puck. Fowler put it into the high slot area. This is off of Snuggerud's stick to center ice. Parayko took it back front of the Hawks bench. Over to Snuggerud, and he'll lift it with a backhander to the inboards Hawk zone. Murphy sent the puck over to Vlasic. Head to Nazar. Quick pass up the left wing. Bertuzzi at center ice. He has to poke check it down ice behind the Blues net. Justin Falk will carry it out. Falk over the center ice circle. Hands it off to Texier over the Hawk line down the right wing. He fed the puck in front. Nice play doubling back by Burakovsky. He's checked into the near corner boards, lost the puck. Kaiser will grab it, lift the puck through the air down to the Blues blue line, forcing the Blues to regroup. Broberg firing it down the boards, and the Hawks on the lookout. Soderblom's out of the net, knocked it wide. And then Joseph came along and took a pass and redirected his shot wide. Broberg in the left wing corner in the Hawk zone. Put it back to the line. Walker fires, and a glove save made by Arvid Soderblom. He'll hold on. 9:10 left in period number 3. The Hawks 7, the Blues 2. Back to St. Louis after this. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
The Blackhawks, Wildcats, and the NFL play here on AM 720. On smart speakers, say play WGN Chicago.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Troy Murray. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing, the #1 premium composite decking brand, tough enough to handle anything. It looks like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industrial-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem. After feeling unsure about his first hospital, he sought out our team's expertise and drove 14 hours for our care. We developed a comprehensive plan to rebuild his spine and made him feel at ease every step of the way.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for tough neurological conditions. During surgery, Phil's team detached his skull and removed the top of his spine. They then rebuilt his spine using rods and screws. This innovative procedure put him back on his feet in days instead of weeks.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be part of the world-renowned team that's giving so many people a new lease on life.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
Hey, Chris Chelios here. It's time to break out the Bandito. El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So smooth, it's criminal. Break out the Bandito, baby.
And we have, Chelly, 7 times tonight. That's why Charlie's getting the cab on the way home. Face off to the right of Arvid Soderblom. It's the Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric face-off. For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons. And the Hawks get control off the draw. Kaiser lets it to center ice. Dickinson's got the puck over the Blues line right circle and wires a shot over the net up off the glass. Thomas the other way for St. Louis into the Hawk zone on the right wing. Wedged off the puck by Mikheyev. Kaiser clears it out to center ice and down to the Blues blue line. Tyler Tucker backing into the blue zone with the puck. Over to Justin Falk. Blues line right wing. Hanks it ahead for Neighbors into the Hawk zone to Buchnevich right wing corner. Whips it behind the net to the left wing corner. Dickinson had it for a moment, lost it. Tucker from the left point fires. He scores. This is off the stick of Arvid Soderblom. I don't know if Arvid was partially screened or not. He may have just misplayed this puck. It looked like he was trying to glove it out of the air, and the puck bounced off of his glove or out of his glove and into the top right corner of the net. It's now 7-3 in favor of the Blackhawks with 8:32 left in period number 3.
Oh, just look at the replay here. The shot went off of Wyatt Kaiser's right shoulder and in.
Oh, you know what? All right. I stand corrected. I thought Arvid, from my angle, it looked like Arvid got his glove on that. But
I was wondering why Arvid looked right at Wyatt Kaiser after that. They kind of just looked at each other like, what are you going to do? Hawks still up 7-3.
As we rejoin the play behind the net, Vlasic has the puck. Sent it up the near side, picked off by Kyrou. Kyrou then dumps the puck to the right corner. Shen there, fed the slot. Parayko moves in, fires a backhander, turned out of there by Soderblom. Parayko behind the net, battling with the Hawks, Ryan Green. Parayko pokes the puck to the far corner. Connor Murphy's got it. He'll flip it through the air and across the rink and down ice into the near corner in the blue zone. And Cam Fowler back to get it. Fowler, a bank pass on the left wing, Holloway over the Hawk blue line. Pushed off the puck by Levshunov, who then poke checks it away to Reichel. Quick scoop ahead to Bedard. He and Levshunov 2-on-2 to the Blues line. Bedard over the line to Reichel, left circle. Fires a shot. They score! Ryan Green's first National Hockey League goal. Reichel fired from the left circle. Hofer made the save, but left the rebound on the doorstep, and Ryan Green slammed it home for his first National Hockey League goal. Somebody get that puck. It's 8-3 Hawks.
Oh, great to see Ryan Green get his first career NHL goal. It was Lucas Reichel that received the pass from Connor Bedard. His shot freed up, and Ryan Green buries the rebound. And the Hawks have put up an 8 spot here in St. Louis, responding right after St. Louis's goal to make it 7-3. And with that, it's time to break out the Bandito. Celebrate every goal this season with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Oh, boy, John. It's a lot of Bandito for one night.
You're kind of liking that Bandito, HR. Now Soderblom behind the Hawk net to a loose puck, shot it around the high glass. It hit the glass and then the netting and went out of play. Face-off stays in the Hawk zone, circle to Soderblom's left. Shots 28-25 favoring the Blackhawks. It's just been kind of an amazing game in some ways. The Blackhawks have taken one minor penalty in this game. I've only put the Blues on the power play. Charlie talked about it for only about 55 seconds. They killed off that time. They've been very disciplined in their play here tonight. And, Jeff Blashill has gotten everybody involved quickly. And this has really paid dividends. 11 forwards and 7 defensemen here tonight. And the Blackhawks have truly gotten it done down here in St. Louis. Levshun a lead, pass Bertuzzi to the Blues line. And he caught it as he was carrying over the line. And this is going to be whistled down on an offside. I'm not sure I agree with that call. I thought Bertuzzi kept his back foot onside at the blue line. But he's not arguing. He's just heading to the bench. 6:58 now left in the third.
Let's get to our Who's Hot, Who's Cold, which is sponsored by Plumbers 911 Chicago, where they do it right the first time. Who's hot? The Carolina Hurricanes gotten off to a roaring 3-0 start, plus 8 goal differential. It leads the NHL. Who's cold? So the Buffalo Sabres went into tonight's game with an 0-3 start and scored only 2 goals, which is a really rough start for them. But they had a big 8-4 win over Ottawa today. So they have finally gotten in the win column. But boy, an 0-3 start is not the way that you want to start if you're Buffalo, that you haven't made the playoffs in 14 straight years.
It's been a tough go in Buffalo. You got a feel for, I think you do, for Kevin Adams, former Blackhawk, played during the 07-08 season, just a great guy. And he's put his heart and soul into building that team into a champion, and it just hasn't happened. Hopefully better things will be ahead for the Buffalo Sabres. They got a terrific fan base, and they hang in there in the rough times, too. Right now it's one of those times. High slot, Hawk zone. Cam Fowler sidesteps the hit, fires, blocker save made by Soderblom. Penalty coming up here to the Hawks as Renzel gets control of the puck, the whistle blows. And a cross-checking call is going to be made. I want to see which one of the Hawks is going off. Looks like it's big Louis Crevier. Let's get the call.
Chicago penalty number 46. Sherman Minor for cross-checking.
Well, the Hawks are going on the kill here with 6:07 left in the third period. Fortunately, the Blackhawks have built a big enough cushion where it should be relatively stress-free. Let's see if the Hawks can get a good kill and finish this game strong, heading back to Chicago tonight.
You got the right guys out there. Dickinson and Mikheyev are the 2 forwards. Connor Murphy and Alex Vlasic are the defense in this first penalty kill sequence. And now the puck turned over Hawk line. Ilya Mikheyev shorthanded, 2-on-1 break with Dickinson. Put it in front, Dickinson shoots it just wide of the net. Loose puck taken away by the Blues. Dylan Holloway along the near boards in the St. Louis zone will skate it ahead to center ice. Flings the puck down the right side boards deep into the Hawk zone. Ryan Green to it in the far corner. Had it knocked off his stick. Falk takes the puck back left point. Moves it away left wing circle. Dylan Holloway fed it across the top of the crease to the near side. Kyrou took it back on the right side boards down to Neighbors beside the net. Floats it up the slot. Falk now to Holloway left point. He tried to fire the puck on goal. Picked off by Alex Vlasic. He'll skate the puck to center ice, then loop back into the Hawk zone, get himself some room, and clear the puck all the way down. 48 seconds left on Louis Crevier's penalty. Robert Thomas to center ice for the Blues. The Jimmy Snuggerud over the Hawk blue line on the right wing. Lost the puck down behind the net. Renzel clears to the line, but not out of the zone. Fowler then misplayed the puck on to Teuvo Teravainen's stick. He'll flip it out to center ice in front of the benches to Nazar, and he sticks it off the right side boards and down. Now 25 seconds on the Blues power play. Fowler passing to Shen over the center ice circle, then there to Robert Thomas. Over the Hawk blue line to Snuggerud right point. Coughed up the puck. Dickinson right there without hesitation will clear it all the way down again. 10 seconds on the Blues power play. They're in their last rush. And Fowler will lead it. Veteran Cam Fowler out over the center ice circle. Dumps the puck off the right corner boards. It bounces into the Hawk crease. And alertly, Arvid Soderblom plops on it with the stick and the glove, and he holds on. And the Hawks have come to full strength. 4:04 left in the game. 8-3 in favor of the Blackhawks down here in St. Louis. Let that hit you for a second. 8-3 Hawks over the Blues here in St. Louis. This is Blackhawks hockey on 720 WGN.
Hey, Chicago Blackhawks fans! I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the...
Okay, folks, my mistake. We were supposed to take a break because of where the time was, but because of the puck being dumped in from center ice, they decided to keep it right here. Blues remain on the power play. Actually, excuse me, Blues have had their power play expire. Hawks at full strength. Inside the Hawk zone in the right wing corner. Matthew Joseph there, put the puck to the right point. Parayko fires. That sails over the Hawk net. Broberg along the far side board, checked by Dickinson. Walker sticks the puck behind the Hawk net. Texier put it out in the right circle to Parayko, now right corner. Leaving it there for Texier. Checked by Grzelcyk, frees himself. And now he's pinned to the boards by Louis Crevier. Puck slides behind the net. Walker there, bats it to the left point to Broberg. He put it into the right wing circle. Alexander Texier coughed up the puck. Louis Crevier pounds it up the boards, not out. Texier took it back, top of the right circle. To Walker, bottom of the circle. Spun the puck back to the right point. This is off the stick of Parayko, back to center ice. Parayko had to go back to the Blues blue line and get it. Sent it ahead for Walker. He shot the puck into the Hawk zone. Sam Rinzel took it away. He'll break back through center over the Blues line, left wing side. Hands it down to the circle, Green. He tries to turn and feed it in front. Snuggerud picks off the pass. Moves it ahead now into the Hawk zone. Down the right side, Hugh Suter backhands one wide. Bugstad along the left side boards. Turns over the puck. Ryan Donato the other way for the Hawks. He'll take the puck and go for a little skate with it. Drop it off to Connor Murphy along the right boards. Actually, now Sam Rinzel. Rinzel out to center ice. He'll carry over the Blues line on the right wing. Rinzel let go a shot, blocked by Tucker. And then Tucker finished his check on Rinzel in the corner. And the Blues get the puck back, then turn it over. Donato, left circle, cuts in front of the net. Backhand shot sails over the net. Reichel along the left side boards. Hands it at the point to Green. He'll flip it across into the near corner. The Blues get it back. Tucker moving to center ice with the puck to Snuggerud on the right wing side. He sticks it into the Hawk zone. Murphy clears it quickly up the left wing to Grzelcyk at center ice. He'll dump the puck wide to the Blues net. Hofer stopping it and sweeping it in behind. Fowler, then a pass up the left wing side. Kyrou center ice. Crisscrossing with Shen in over the Hawk blue line. Shen with a rink wide pass, broken up by the Hawks. Bertuzzi will then fling it across the rink. Nazar crossing the Blues line right wing to Teravainen right circle. Back to Nazar. Bank pass off the boards is picked off by Fowler. And Fowler will turn away from traffic, move it over to Parayko. He'll skate the puck to center ice for the Blues. Fires it into the Hawk zone. Kaiser jumps into the air, gloves it over his head, drops it to a stick, clears to center ice. Falk for the Blues will flip it back down the boards and in behind the Hawk net. Some cleanup duty here for the Hawks with the remaining 1:06. Kaiser a lead pass on the left wing. Doc into the blue zone. Hands it in the right circle. Reichel. Set it in front of the net for Green. It bounces off of the stick and into the crease. And Hofer plops on the puck and holds on. Whistle stops play with 57 seconds left in period number 3. Hawks 8 and the Blues 3. It's been an exhausting night in some ways, trying to keep up with all the changes that have taken place in this game.
You've had a very busy game calling 8 Blackhawks goals, John, but that is what we call a good problem to have. An offensive explosion here for Chicago. By the way, on that last opportunity, Donato desperately tried getting the puck over to Lucas Reichel to see if he can complete the hat trick. Reichel went off, and now he's back on the ice in the final 42.3 seconds left to see if he can complete his first career NHL hat trick.
Icing is the call against the Blues. Faceoff comes down in the St. Louis zone. This will be in the circle to Hofer's left. We'll remind you that the Blackhawks take on the Vancouver Canucks on Friday night back at the United Center. Hope to see all of you down there. Should be a very interesting game. Quinn Hughes comes to town leading that Vancouver bunch, who are now minus Hughes Suter off the draw. Reichel skates into the high slot and fires a shot. That's into the glove of Hofer, and he'll hold on. He'll do it again in the circle of Hofer's left. Reichel staying on there, as you mentioned, Char.
I was going to say the highlight of the night here in St. Louis was the Jumbotron putting the DVD video screensaver up there and it hitting the corner perfectly. That's what you just heard, the cheer in the background.
The 8 goals that the Blackhawks have scored here in St. Louis tonight ties a team record. And I would bet you that was set back in the day during the time when Troy Murray played for the Chicago Blackhawks. Savard, Secord, and Larmer back in the 1980s. It's a great team. Had there not been a team called the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference, I would say that team would have won at least one Stanley Cup. 14 seconds left in the third. Reichel in the far corner, Hawks zone, decides to backhand the puck through the air and down into the Blues end. The Hawks fans are the ones standing, making the noise here in the remaining seconds. 3 seconds, 2, 1. The Hawks win in St. Louis. Jeff Blashill secures his first road win as the Chicago Blackhawks head coach. And the Blackhawks are all off the bench to skate down to the Hawk crease and give Arvid Soderblom hugs and head taps, high fives, fist bumps, whatever you desire. For the first time in his career, Arvid has beaten the St. Louis Blues. He got a little help from his teammates here tonight. The Hawks scored 8 on the St. Louis Blues. Arvid gave up 3, and the Hawks have come up with a well-deserved 8-3 win over the St. Louis Blues. Their record now 2-2-1 on the season, and the Blues 2-2-0.
This Blackhawks win is sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.